What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the conversation today. And very interesting. This Arsenal Betis game wasn't the best game. Little worrying, but it is preseason, so uh, not too much really to worry about. At least in my personal opinion, I think we got pretty much what we should have expected in this game. We played a ran down Girona game, Girona team, the last one. This Real Betis team is the team that did qualify for Champions League in Spain. So I'm not too surprised by the situation that would happen today. So it is what it is. However, we do have good news about Bruno Guimaraes signing for Arsenal. We have, however, the Vinny situation does look like as if it's all over, and that Vinny will be staying on with Real Madrid. As from what it seems, I'm not buying all this hype that everybody else is putting up for everything else. I've put the link in the chat. I will pin it here in a sec. Anybody who wants to hop on, as long as you're not on bullshit, I'm sure everyone has heard or seen this nonsense of what's going on. So of what's been going on with Saeed. So I'm not really trying to deal with all that. So, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. The Vinny news does hurt. We were all getting giddy and hopeful. I was a little hopeful for what's going on, but it does look like Real Madrid improved the offer. Some people are trying to hype up Vinicius Jr.'s Instagram, but I'm not buying it. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with all that. I think Vinny is definitely staying at Real Madrid. Let me jump into the chat real quick. Big up Flavin, my guy. Appreciate you stopping by for the conversation today. Hey, big up Waffle Don for the raid. I'm not saying that, so whatever. I love when you say grease balls as a Latino. I laugh every time. Big up all Nelson and Vieira playing for Arsenal. These two bums should have been sold already. Tibbs, listen, man, we're going to get into it because this is what's going on. We need to straighten out our entire roster to get ready for this season, but we'll see what ends up happening here. Big up to Quaja, big up to Gavin every single time. Appreciate you stopping by. Big up Helinski, big up Twofold. I'm not too shocked by the whole Vinicius Jr. situation. Vinny, I think, was using Arsenal as the ends to justify the means to get him a bigger contract at Real Madrid, if I'm being quite honest with you. So I'm not too shocked at what's going on, but it is what it is. It does suck because I was hoping that Vinny was going to be able to join Arsenal. But like I said, it is what it is in this scenario. So I hope we face Real Madrid in the Champions League and smash them again and finally win the Champions League with a proper attacking midfielder and winger. Yeah, well, Twofold. The problem is there's too many guys that needs to get sent out of here, and I'm not too shocked about all that. Christian Norgard has officially joined Everton on a permanent transfer. Yeah, only took a $3 million loss plus paying him for a full year. Made absolutely no sense. I could see only one more transfer, that being a defender. Micah! My guy, my bro. Hope all is well with you, man. If you're free, you're more than welcome to hop on, my guy. I hope all is well with you. Yeah, I'm not happy about the situation with Vinny, but at the same time, I'm not shocked by it. We will see what's going on. Everybody's trying to hype up that it's because of his Instagram. They're saying that he's deleted pictures. I'm actually headed to look at his Instagram right now to see what the situation is. Yeah, I mean, he's deleted all of his pictures and everything else, so we're waiting to see if that's going to do anything, but I highly doubt it. So we'll see what happens as far as that, but I'm not getting too giddy on it, if I'm being quite honest with you. I think it is what it is. I think Vinny Jr. Wants to stay. Obviously, he wants to stay. It's the biggest club in the world. Why wouldn't you want to stay? And to be honest with you, Vinny Jr. deserves a bigger contract with Real Madrid way more than Kylian Mbappe does, in my personal opinion. I'm actually not. I'm not in disagreement with how Vinny Jr. feels. He's done way more for. He's done way more for Real Madrid than what Mbappe has accomplished in his 2 years. So I'm not too. I'm not too shocked. Excuse me. I'm not too shocked about this entire situation. So, uh, I never want to sign another Real Madrid player again after the saga. These cartel clubs use Premier League clubs to get their players to sign. No, it's just Vinny, man. It's just Vinny who did that. You know, it is what it is. We've been able to go to the bigger clubs and sign players. I mean, we got Alexis Sanchez from Barcelona. We got Mesut Ozil from Real Madrid. So it is what it is. It's just Vinny Jr. at this current point in time, he doesn't want to leave. Gabriel says, Eugene, I hope you're well. Every time I see you planning a stream will be 2 times delay, but at the end you will cancel it. It's still for these past weeks, and we keep grinding out to. Listen, man, for those that may not know or didn't hear, we had a massive backup at the building that I manage. I ended up having to work 36 hours across 2 days, so it wasn't a fun weekend. So you know, it is what it is. It's not been it was not a fun weekend for me. I've been working my ass off, and it's just the work never ends, man. The hustle never ends. So it is what it is as far as that. So um, we'll see what ends up happening. I'm a stationary and mechanical engineer. So I do, but I know how to do a lot of stuff, man. I'm good at plumbing, good with plumbing, good with electrical, good with HVAC, that's air conditioning and heating. Carpentry work I'm pretty good with. Locksmith I'm good with. So just all around tradesman. Can do concrete as well. So you know, it's just it is what it is. Prem lacking some real superstars up front aside from Holland. No one else. No one else. La Liga has Yamal, Mbappe, Vinny. Yeah, that is true. But I mean, at the same time, the thing is that, you know, that's the pull that Barcelona and Real Madrid have, bro. You know, the hope is now is that we can go out and try to find somebody that we're going to be able to go for some players. So we'll see what ends up happening. Flavin, I disagree. I'm not a fan of Barcola. I don't think Barcola is really that big of an issue. In my personal opinion, I think we should be looking at other options than that. I'm not of the belief of these £100 million moves like this. I think we're just doing way too much as far as all that with these crazy spendings and everything else. Big up, my guy. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, my brother. Doing good. Hope all is well with you. Hope you've had a good summer as well, man. Building career, jack of all trades. Yeah, jack of all trades and other stuff as well. So why not making a bid to go for Rodrigo now, even though coming back from an injury? What is he going to do with Yan Diomande? Listen, the thing is with the Rodrigo move is that I'm not ready to spend crazy money on somebody who's coming back from a monster injury like that. I think the situation with Rodrigo is let him heal and let's see how he plays once he's healed up to see how far he's actually fallen off in order to look at what's going on. I'm not a big fan of doing these certain things, of taking a chance on injured players with stuff like that, because 7.5 out of 10 times when you look at ACLs and stuff, players never go back to being the same person that they were. So I'm not risking an attack. I'm not risking a move as far as him. Tibbs, I said the same thing. I would be looking for Njai from Everton, or there's other guys. I mean, there's Alberto Malero. You got the 2 guys from Galatasaray, both Yunus Akon and Badish Yilmaz. There's plenty. You have Actor Koglu from Fenerbahce. You got plenty of talent that's in the different positions as far as the wingers or creative players that we should be looking at. I just don't think that we should be falling in the same old trap of looking at the same players that everybody else is looking at when we all know it's going to be difficult to get those moves over the line, especially considering the fact of how much money in the long run they may actually, cost us. So for me, I don't know. I think there's other players that we can find that are good that we don't need to spend crazy bucket loads of cash every single time. I don't. He is, but Alvarez did not have a good season where he was the one to be scoring goals for Atletico Madrid, and I just don't know. I'm a little iffy on Alvarez right now, especially if we're going to dump a crazy amount of money on him. Like I said, it's the same thing. The whole attack, Barriocas were shocking last season. Saka, 6 goals. Trossard, 6 goals. Madueke, 3 goals. Martinelli, 1 goal. Yeah, I mean, again, this is the reason why we were kind of hoping that we would get Vinny, and this is why I've said that we need to go out and get somebody. Solis. He looked good against Girona, but didn't do much in this game. And again, Girona is not the Girona of it was a couple years ago when they were fighting for La Liga halfway through the season, then eventually fell off, but still made European football. The thing is, at the end of the day, when you look at it, is Girona. Real Betis was the 5th place team in Spain last year. They are a Champions League team. That team has made a European Cup final in the last 2 years. I believe it was the Conference League 2 years ago when they lost to Chelsea. So Betis has a decent little team. So I'm not too shocked that with that makeshift lineup that we put out there, especially considering you have no defensive protection in that midfield with the team that we put out there, I'm not too shocked at what happened with this. So it is what it is. See, for me, I'm not a believer in Nusa either, Quaja, because RB Leipzig has been one of the biggest hustle teams there is. Really, only Dani Olmo and I can't believe it, Szoboszlai are really the only 2 players that have come from Leipzig that have really hit the ground running. Everybody else is thrown up in the air and have not really been good. So I'm not a believer in guys from that club, if I'm being quite honest with you. So I would be a little hesitant to go after Nusa. Situation cheeses off Arsenal so bad they hijacked Diamande, Deal, and Barcola in Madrid. You really got it in for Madrid. Listen, I don't know about the whole thing with Diamande. Barcola, last I saw, was linked with Liverpool, but I don't know if he's going to end up going there. We'll see. But it is what it is. Arsenal could go get Malero from Las Palmas when he was cheaper before they moved to fit. That's exactly who I would go after right now, though, Tibbs, if I'm being quite honest. I would look at Malero. Like I said, I would look at Koglu, Yilmaz, Akgun. There's plenty of young guys. There's plenty of guys to look at from the wing position across Europe. It's not just staying and looking at the exact same players that everybody else is looking at and waiting to see. So Malero is definitely an option that I would like Arsenal to take a look at, but who knows if they're even going to do that. Reece Nelson loaned out twice last 2 seasons, but on $100,000 a week. Listen, Reece Nelson, I don't understand it. He needs to go. Reece Nelson, sorry, Gabby Jesus. I know you got this as your name, but you got to go as well. There's so many guys that need to leave this club, in my personal opinion. Kid Copley definitely did his ACL in. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens. So it is what it is with that. Big up PFC. Big up PFC. I'm seeing Top Gooner saying Arsenal fans need to relax. We do need to relax. It is only preseason, but at the same time, and again, that was a makeshift lineup that Arteta put out there. Now, it doesn't make any sense why he's doing that against better competition, especially when we're less than 3 weeks away from the start of the season. So you need to start getting guys that are going to be playing more regularly there. I don't know why Zubamendi isn't back and why he isn't playing, considering he barely touched ball in the World Cup. So he needs to be the number 6 coming into the start, not Declan Rice. Rice needs to relax. So we'll see what happens. A good left wing and forward playing midfielder will give Glock all the through balls he needs to score. Saka being fit on the right means nobody will be trying to chop him down as we are more balanced. We'll see. I'm not too sure about all that. So going to United Leeds next Wednesday in Dublin, my home city. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I hope you have a good time, PFC. Have safe travels to get over there. Gianni didn't so go from Leipzig or Salzburg to Udinese. He was a good talent before, wasn't he? He's okay. He's not, again, Udinese has been somebody else recently, that has been like a team that can get people to recover their form. We've seen the same thing with Zaniolo as well. So I'm not too I'm not too sold on some of these guys, if I'm being quite honest with you. You know, I'd like to see guys get at least 2 to 3 seasons in consistently to show that they're worth something, rather than, oh, they just had a bounce back year and now we're waiting to see, and then you could get used for bullshit. You know, Napoli's dealing with that right now when you look at what we need to do to get players moved on, which we will touch base on that. We will touch base on that right now. So we will touch base on that in this stream if I'm later on. Tell Munya Flapienska he is so shit. Would you take Cody Gakpo? Absolutely not. Cody Gakpo's dog shit. Absolutely not. I wouldn't take him. PSG lost to the La Liga 2 team, Mallorca 3-0. That was a surprise. And it's preseason, man. It's not the end of the world, but at the same time, like I said, you know, Arteta, I think, got a little disrespectful with trying to put that makeshift team out there against the team that you know is in Champions League from Spain. They qualified through the coefficient, but Betis has been a pretty decent team the last few years in Spain. So I'm not too shocked at it. Remember, we were worried about the game against Athletic Bilbao at the beginning of last season as well, where we showed signs of being able to get got at and everything else. So it's not time to hit the panic button just yet, but it is a worrying sight to see that right now. There's one player that comes to mind, maybe looking for Ansu Fati. He was a huge prospect before the injury, and after that it went downhill, but last season been all right. He has the tech. Yeah, he does, but again, you know, it's a situation it's a situation where, again, it's one season. Ansu Fati needs to do it again for Monaco in order for me to be convinced with players like that. Again, I'm not one of these guys. I need to see 2 to 3 years of consistent play before I start hyping up players, if I'm being quite honest with you. So it is what it is as far as that. Can you wish my local club Bohemians tomorrow in the Europa Conference League going up against Midge? Yeah, I hope you guys get through. Bohemians is an Irish club, if I'm correct, right? PFC. It'd be cool to see an Irish club get farther along and get into the bigger competitions, if I'm not mistaken. It is an Irish club. Let me know in the chat if it is or not. But yeah, I 100%. 100%, it'd be cool to see some of these smaller teams get in. Did you rate Abdi at Udinese? He's gone to Fiorentina. Now, do you think Fiorentina have made some pretty damn good signings? I mean, Mastantuono, I think, is a very good signing for them. I think Fiorentina is going to be an interesting team coming in this season with Serie A. Serie A is going to be a very interesting season this year when you look at everything that's going on here right now. Fiorentina could be challenging for the Europa Conference League position or Europa League positions this year with Fabio Grosso as the manager, who did a very good job with Sassuolo last year. So we'll wait and see what ends up happening with what goes on with this, with what goes on with Fiorentina this season. Big up Abhijit. Big up Abhijit every single time. Gianni to buy a Kepa or Calafiore jersey this week. Never buying either of those jerseys. Do we need to sell Kepa and get a better backup keeper? I think so. I don't even understand why he's still here after what happened last year in the Cups, if I'm being quite honest with you. So we'll see what ends up happening with all that. Yeah, Bohemians is an Irish club in Dublin. Blah, I can't even fucking talk today. Bohemians is an Irish club in Dublin. We are a fan-owned club. That's cool as shit that it's a fan-owned club, PFC. That's super cool. Yeah, even more of a reason to get behind them. So yeah, I hope you guys do win and get into Europe, man. That'd be awesome. No, he's been gone from Betis for a while, but that Betis team was the last team that made Champions League with Fekir. They had a ton of good players on that team. So yeah, the Betis, listen, man, they're a decent little team. You know, Rodrigo Riquelme was the youngster that was on, I think he came up through Atletico Madrid, if I remember. I know he was on them, but I'm trying to remember if he was a youth academy player that was on them. So we'll see what ends up happening. So it is what it is. Arsenal are playing Como soon, Haram versus Halal Ball. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening with Como this year. They've spent some serious money. They've spent already 90 million this year. When you look at them permanently buying Nico Paz, and I'm forgetting They just signed Chalobah from Chelsea. So Como's a very interesting project right now with what's going on with all this. So it's going to be very interesting to see what ends up happening with them. Big up, my guy, my bro. What's going on, brother? Not a good result for preseason. I'm not jumping out of the plane just yet because of this, because of what happened. However, I'm not shocked that we lost to Betis playing with this makeshift lineup. I don't understand why Zubamendi isn't playing, if I'm being quite honest with you. It's not like he touched ball that much in the Champions League. So I don't know what Champions League. I'm all over the place today.
I know it's understandable, bro. You done like what 48 hours shifts and all sorts, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's been fucking.
Hey, I commend you for that, bro. Like, honestly, I just commend you for that alone. Just that alone is like, you know what I'm saying? Looking down like shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And how are we gonna sort out this shit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I had to watch that shit in the first. I didn't even watch the second half, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I couldn't be fucked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm honestly, mate, I'm not gonna fucking lie. That was
it was terrible.
It was a fucking shit show, bro.
It was terrible. I'm not jumping out of the gym just yet because it's like, okay, the team we didn't put a good team out there in the first place. The lineup that we put out there was terrible. We weren't going to have any defense anyways against Betis. You know, when you look at what we put out there to start the game, I mean, it was ridiculous.
Their second goal gave me hope. Their second goal gave me hope in football. I'm not going to lie. Where he just took that shifted the ball on his left-hand side, on his left foot, and then just rocket, bruv. Top bins, outside the box. We need more goals like that. Sorry to interrupt, Johnny, but it has to be said. We need more goals like this across the board. Not just the Prem, all around Europe and the rest of the world. We need more goals like this. None of this U-shaped fucking horseshoe football, what I call it. Fuck all of that. This ain't Texas, bruv. Like, no disrespect to any Texans, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, it is what it is. I'm in one of them moods tonight. But look, that second goal, sometimes you just gotta be like, fair play. I don't knock them goals, but another one conceded from a set piece. I mean, the third goal, Havertz playing at 8, left 8, like you said earlier, when we should have played Zubamendi. Bit further forward. I think
Zubamendi in this game should have been the 6, and I would have kept Skelly. I don't think Skelly's a number 6, if I'm being quite honest with you. I think he's more of a dynamic 8 to go forward. That's why I didn't understand. But again, it's preseason to get guys going.
And he picked the same team, bro. He picked the same fucking team.
Yeah, which is questionable for me.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Kepa on my TV. Fucking dog. He is dog shit. I wish we get rid of him. There's plenty of keepers that we can go out and get that can be backups. Do you think Roberto Mancini will pick Calafiori in the Euros? Probably because of politics, but if he was smart, he wouldn't. But we'll see what ends up happening. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with Italy right now. There's been when you look at the situation with what Claudio Ranieri was saying. I don't know. They're saying that nobody's got an automatic walkway onto the national team, which is refreshing to hear. So we'll see what happens.
It's about
You're guaranteed 1.1 million already. You only get 113,000 for winning the Irish League. Yeah, I believe that, but I hope you guys do bank out, and I hope Bohemians does make the Europe. Man, that'd be cool as shit to see another Irish team make it. We better not sign Rashford on deadline. Bro, I don't want – if Rashford shows up at this team, I'm going to be fucking pissed, especially considering the fact that Rashford will be tied with Saka for our highest paid player walking in through the door. I'd be fucking heated if I see that shit. Big up my guy, Dr. C.
It's a whole mess. Big up, Dr. C.
Did you see this Premier League top 25 midfielders list that they made? They made Mikel Arteta number 24 on the list. I was laughing my balls off when I saw it.
There's shameless Johnny, and then there's completely fucked.
Yeah.
That is exactly what that is. I'm not even going to entertain that shit. We know that's mutant propaganda garbage. But what you said earlier about was it Claudio Ranieri and then obviously Roberto Mancini, recently got the Italy job, which I'm actually happy for you guys, in it, because but when it came to the Calafiori question, The only way for me he gets in that team is if he plays like a 4-4-2 left mid, or like plays like a left inside forward, or as an option up front. Other than that, he's not going in at fucking defence. I just don't see Roberto Mancini. I wouldn't even see Claudio Ranieri playing Calafiori in defence as centre back or left back. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's Matt Letizia, bruv, real one, not just on and off the pitch, bruv, on and off the pitch. I just want to say this very quickly, yeah. I won't go into it deep, but like, pause. But like, how many ex-footballers would have done what he done in it? Yes, he's been at Southampton all his career, yeah. But how many ex-footballers, would have done what Matt Letizia done? Stand on principle, be like, nah, fuck that. Do you know what I'm saying? I got my family, I got my place in Southampton, and all that shit. I'm good. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not dealing with the bullshit. And he's a purist, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? How he played and how he looks at football. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's back in the club as like an advisor for the board and all that. Like they have that, and they have not long been relegated and all that. Couldn't get back up in the Premier League from the Championship with Spygate and all that. We got, I don't know if we still got David O'Leary as like an ambassador. Why isn't he advising the fucking board? He used to be a fucking manager, as well as a great fucking player, Mr. Arsenal himself. Why isn't he telling the likes of Garlic Breath, yeah, Andrea Berta, Arteta, who's slowly morphing back into Lego Head, back once again with the ill behaviour, the criminal behaviour, actually, I should say, yeah? And the rest of and Josh Kroenke and all of them, man, there, and the cartel board, yeah? Why isn't he telling them, like, look, we can't be doing this doubling, trebling, quadrupling fucking wages, bro? Because that's the only quad that we're doing. The only quad we're doing is quadding every player's wages. If not, then we're trebling it or doubling it if it's like, back up and all. Tired of
Big
that
up,
shit.
Rennie.
Tired of that shit, man. Like,
Big up, Suge. 4:30 a.m. to watch that, bro. What a fucking horseshit situation. Big up, Darren. Big up, Darren Sullivan every time. Arteta fails spectacularly again. Vinny is unlikely to come either. You know what? I was hoping that he would come, but I wasn't too convinced. Again, the problem is you're trying to pull Vinicius Jr. away from the biggest club in the world. And I'll be honest with you, I actually think Vinny's right on this situation. He deserves the money more than Kylian Mbappe does at Real Madrid. He's the one that's won 2 La Liga titles, two Champions League titles. I believe he's won a Copa del Rey as well with them. So I don't understand why
he's won the lot. He's won the lot.
Yeah, exactly.
So Mbappe ain't won the Champions League. People can talk about World Cups and he turns up with France, but now France have got Zizou, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Mbappe's going to be tested, to the highest back once again and all that shit. But to be honest, it's just like with Mbappe, like, yeah, off the field, like, it is what it is. He's got his image rights. He even before he went to Real Madrid, he was set for life anyway. But no Champions League, no Euros. And if everyone's or most people are bigging him up the way that he is, like, he should have already completed football. And he's moving like he's already completed football, but he hasn't, bro.
Yeah.
You're not the only guy to win a World Cup in your teen years. Do you know what I'm saying? 17, 18, 19. Obviously, you got Pele. Like, how old was Maradona when he won the World Cup? What was he like? Prime time, like 25.
Yeah, he was in his prime. He was in his prime years.
Yeah, TT was TT played most of the games, to be fair, but he didn't play in the final. How old was he? What was he like? 20, 21?
I think he was like 20. I think he was just turning 21 when he was in that tournament.
Yeah, I think Bobby Pires was in the squad as well. Obviously, Paddy V and Manu Petit were a bit older and all that, mate. They were the mainstays at Arsenal at the time. But it's just like, you've had chance after chance to win that Champions League with PSG and now Real Madrid. As soon as you leave PSG, they start winning back to back, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the last team to win back to back.
That's kind of the point.
Like, it's funny how
and that's kind of the point. Man. Yeah, that's kind of the point with the whole thing that I'm saying about Vinny. If I'm Vinny Jr., I'd be feeling some type of way about them trying to not give me the same thing that they've given Mbappe when he's won way more. If both of their careers were to end this year, Vinny's a Real Madrid legend. Mbappe isn't. Not even close. So it's like, that's why I completely understand why Vinny's going down the path that it is, as far as him wanting to get paid and everything else. So it is what it is. PFC, the top Gooners will say Rashford will look good in March. I don't want to hear nothing of that bullshit. Arteta's not even top 100. Your facts about that, Abhijit. Positive Dan thinks Arteta is one of the world's best managers on that Pelican. I mean, it is what it is as far as them getting the victory on us. But at the end of the day, the problem is that Arteta put a team together that is that was a preseason team. It's just, I don't understand why certain players are not playing already. Again, Subamendi didn't play in the World Cup. He should be already playing at the 6 because he's going to have to start at the 6 this year coming in now that we got Bruno Guimaraes added to the team. So I'm surprised.
Don't you think Bruno G can play 6 better than Subamendi with what we've already seen?
No,
like last season.
I think Bruno G's better at the 6, but Bruno G's is better in the 8 position for me than Zubamendi is. I think Bruno is much better in both positions than Zubamendi, if I'm being quite honest with you.
I agree with that. I just don't want Zubamendi like.
I don't want him in the 6.
Shit.
I don't want him in the 6 either. But that's why I said, like, for me, starting this season, in my personal opinion, it should be Bruno G and Miles Lewis-Skelly in the midfield, not Zubamendi. I'm too nervous 100%. That if Bruno G starts as the 6 and Zubamendi's in the 8, we're going to be doing U-shaped sideways bullshit already at the start of the season. And I'm not trying to see that already. I want to see a little bit more dynamism coming from the middle with Skelly, because when Rice comes back, that's the same thing that I expect from Bruno G. I expect some dynamic play from him, bringing the ball up the pitch more and allowing to free up Eze at the 10 position. I mean, you're not going to free up Odegaard because Odegaard is going to do that same old bullshit play that he does no matter what. So that's why I'm hoping that Bruno G, once Rice is ready to actually play and not being rushed back, he's going to be the number 8. So Domenico Tedesco is an interesting manager, Tibbsy. He's actually not at Fenerbahce anymore. He took over for Vincenzo Italiano at Bologna. So he is Italian, but he was born in Germany. So he has both passports. People will remember him because he got Schalke to finish second. I believe it was either the 27-18 season or the 2016-2017 season. He got Schalke to finish second and got them to a semifinals for the Deutsche Pokal. He had a pretty good run with Schalke. He was the first guy to win a trophy with RB Leipzig. He won their first Deutsche Pokal. He's really the guy that put Timo Werner on the map before I'm trying to remember who followed him up at Leipzig. I know Marco Rosa did after.
It wasn't who's the hipster? Who's
no, he replaced Nagelsmann.
Oh right. Oh, okay.
Tedesco replaced
Nagelsmann. Right, okay. Oh, okay. Cool.
When Nagelsmann got the jump to Bayern Munich, Tedesco took over Leipzig and he won the Deutsche Pokal with them. And I believe he won the Super Deutsche Pokal with them. It's either him or Marco Rosa that won the Deutsche Pokal and Super Deutsche Pokal, but I think it's Tedesco that won those 2 trophies. So we'll see. Yeah, I saw this, Gabby. I saw this about Unai Emery trying to terminate Garnacho's loan already. I don't know if it's 100% true, but I saw something on Instagram saying that he's talking about, or he's looking at possible other moves to replace Garnacho and send him back to Chelsea. So trust me, if he gets sent back to Chelsea, it'll be back on for Arsenal to sign his stupid ass as the next Chelsea.
If we sign Garnacho, I'm just doing Napoli content, bruv. For the whole, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. You can call me a charlatan, you can call me this and that. I'm taking a break in it. Sometimes, even with family, friends, certain situations, sometimes you just got to leave them be in it. Like, they don't understand the situation you're in, whatever the case may be. You got to give it a year in it, because time is a wonderful healer, man. And that's real shit. Time is a wonderful fucking healer. Yeah. And like, trust me, we sign fucking Garnacho, bruv. If we sign fucking Garnacho, yeah, it's done, because we've already got that scrub Madueke, and best believe Garnacho will be on 6 figures. he'll be on the very least 100K.
Oh, 100% he will be.
He will definitely be on 100K, which means he's going to be here for another 3 years minimum. Minimum. And again, when you have one too many people still defending Odegaard, oh, he had a great World Cup. No, he fucking didn't. Even before the England game, he weren't doing shit. He got a few assists, which we knew was going to happen anyway. And that was it. Noosa, injury-prone fucking Noosa, that Haug guy, yeah, that didn't play as much as he should have done, in my personal opinion. But again, when you've got Gibraltar Guard as captain, that's bound to happen, isn't it? They all have better World Cups. Obviously, Haaland had a much better World Cup. You know, who's their centre-back? What, Ajer? I don't know how you say it, but I think he plays for like a Brighton or some shit like that in the Prem. I think.
Oh,
for Norway. Yeah. He had a better World Cup. Their goalkeeper had a better World Cup than Odegaard. The list goes fucking on. Like, people just need to let go of the sentiment, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? We were all gutted when TT left Arsenal, innit? But we know why he did. He even said it recently. It's like, I love my family, but I want to move out, have my own place and all that shit. Start my own family, which obviously he did anyway, which most people do. You know, that's the passage of life, innit? You know, it doesn't mean you hate your family necessarily, but like, that's just what it is. And even when we were younger, when you were a kid, when I was a kid, yeah, we accepted that shit. We saw why he did it. We saw where Arsenal were sort of heading in that kind of direction. But like, whereas now, it's like, and to be honest, the scary thing is it's not even the kids so much. It's the old heads that I have an issue with. You're meant to be the fucking elders, whether you're a match-going fan or not and have been supporting Arsenal for 40, 50 years. You've seen some of the best footballers on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
You've seen some of the best footballers to ever kick ball, bruv. And you're still begging, praying that fucking Odegaard, that donkey fucking Havertz, who was at fault for the third goal as well, yeah, fucking stays. Jesus. Gabriel Magalhaes was on the bench. Why? Why was he even there? Did he even get on pitch? And if he did, well, we're gonna see Lego Head with the criminal behaviour back once again and all that shit. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, whoever's in charge of the negotiations, whether it comes to our current players' wages or transfers, bringing players in, yeah, if it is Garlic, get rid of him now. Get rid of him now. If Berta's part of that, he needs to step away from that shit. Arteta, step away from that shit, yeah? Because, like, we cannot go through another season, especially with the fact there's no Pep, bruv. Arsenal fans, too many Arsenal fans still making excuses. There's no fucking Pep. There's no Klopp. Arteta is literally the only manager to have won the Premier League because last season, yeah, when it was a fucking Arne Slot, Pep was still there. Do you know what I'm saying? And in the end, Liverpool got rid of him. Yep. Whereas with us, it's just like, oh, but he's won us the... Fuck all of that bullshit, bruv. If we don't, if a bare minimum, if we don't win back-to-back league titles, yeah, get rid of Arteta, bruv. And the scrubs, most of this fan base that back him, Lord and Saviour, disciples and all that bullshit, can fuck off with him. They can all fuck off with him. Do you know what I'm saying? If we don't win the league, I want the Champions League. And I still believe, yeah, if we get rid of the scrubs, if we actually stop putting players on these stupid wages and rather hoping and praying that players perform, everyone was gassing about Solis. Whoop, whoop, it's the return of the Solly and all of that shit, yeah? All of that bullshit, yeah? 90k a week, bruv. We trebled his wages from 30k to 90k, bruv. Had a stinker. Had a fucking stinker, bruv. One goal, gassing it up against far better opposition. I believe Real Betis are in the Champions League as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. They are in the Champions League, yeah? Absolutely got schooled, bruv, by a supposed washed manager. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, the same manager, by the way, who got Betis to a Conference League final. And if, who was their star boy again? What's his name?
Isco.
You know, no, not Isco, the other one. I think one of the wingers, I can't remember his fucking name. But he didn't start that final, I believe.
They had Anthony, they have Ibazuli, they have Ibazuli, they have the other kid that played as well, Abde.
That's it. It was Abde.
They got some good players on.
If Abde had started, they might have got over the line. But it's one of them hindsight things, isn't it? But they pushed Chelsea to the limit, bro. And that's a mad thing. Like we've got players that are scrubs that not the fact that Nottingham Madueke is one of European. I mean, to be fair, it is the conference, but still, look, I'll take a Conference League right now. I'll take a Europa League. Yeah. When we're in the Europa League, do you know how gutted I was when we lost to Atleti? When we lost to Chelsea, bro? When we lost to Villarreal? And if we got past Villarreal, best believe we would have beaten Man United.
The Chelsea one was the one that killed me. The Atletico Madrid one, I wasn't shocked by when we lost that one, just because that was Atletico Madrid and Simeone's prime with that team. Javi, the offer was crazy, but again, the thing is that you got to understand is Vinny doesn't want to leave Madrid. He's been with that club for 10 years. I think Vinny may want to be a one-man show club with Real Madrid as far as being in Europe. So, and like I said, he deserves the money more than Mbappe does as a Madrista. So I'm not too concerned about that. What left wing are we getting now, guys? Declan, I'm going to star this and we'll come back to this. I have no idea what winger we're going after. There's plenty of them that we should be looking at, but I honestly don't know. I know I just don't want Nico Williams or Marcus Rashford on this team. We need to look in a different.
I don't even want Rafa Leao as well.
No, I don't want Rafa Leao.
Even though out of those two that you've mentioned, yeah, he would be the best out of a bad bunch, but I don't want that shit. You have to move past, yeah. Oh, but he's better out of the other option. No, fuck all of that. We just won the league, bruv. Arteta's the only manager to win the league and all that shit.
Pellegrini didn't build Pep City team. That was Mancini that built that team.
Yeah, it was.
Pellegrini came in and got everybody back on track after Mancini's hot-headedness got the best of him out of the situation.
He steadied the ship, bruv, and won the league title. And fair play. Fair fucking play.
He won an FA Cup too, Mancini, when he was with those guys. So
yeah, and that was the season before. That was the start. That was really the start of City's, dominance, really and truly. Yeah, it was Roberto Mancini. Yeah. Don Dada.
Big up Ozzy every single time. And Ozzy, you're free. You're more than welcome to hop on, my guy. You're more than welcome to hop on. I don't think we're going to sell Zubamendi this season, so I can see him start against teams like Coventry. Listen, he's probably going to Zubamendi, for me, I don't think is going to be sold. I think Zubamendi is going to end up staying around for this season, and then we'll see what ends up happening with him after this year. We'll see. I am fully in a belief that Zubamendi is going to be the backup 6 to Rice this year, and that Zubamendi and Skelly will be the backup pivot, and the starting pivot will be Declan Rice and Gabriel Magalhaes. Yeah, exactly. Pep had to rip everything down and rebuild it. That's why we're looking at the 1-1-5 right now from what happened from Pellegrini and Mancini to Pep Guardiola, even though it's a bunch of nonsense. Yes, Tedesco was the Belgian manager. He was terrible with them. Big up Benji every single time. Just trying to catch up to everybody in the chat real quick. If we sign Garnacho and Rashford, Berta and Arteta will be on the hit list. Brother, if we sign Garnacho and Rashford, Berta, Arteta, and everybody should walk out of the fucking club if we sign them two idiots.
Even Michele, bro.
Real shit.
I rate Michele highly, super highly.
Michele, for me, like I said, I think Solis is a straight-up Michele signing because he fits the mold as far as the players that I've seen at Napoli when you look at those direct wingers that want to go and attack the players with pace and everything else. So we'll see what happens already.
It just depends if
I just want to show you something real quick. Guess what came in the mail recently? And we're going back to back, baby. We are going back to back.
You're not going back to back.
Yes, we are.
Who was it?
We're going back to back.
Chike, you remember fucking SpongeBob, yeah, when he goes missing and all of that, and then the bodybuilder tries to square him up and all that. I'm ready. No, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? No, you ain't.
Yeah, Gianni's a Chicago fan. He hates New York, so he's just saying that because he hates New York.
I don't I don't hate New York. I hate what New York's turned into over the last like 15 years because it's turned into a shithole. But that's the only reason why. But a Knicks fan, no, I don't fuck with the Knicks like that. I rocked with the Knicks to win a title because of you and BBK. Besides that, no, you guys won't. You guys won't be. You guys won't be going back to back. The king is going to slap the shit out of you guys with fucking Philadelphia. Especially if they get rid of that bum Joel Embiid, they will be.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. I'm sorry. That LeBron James ain't even worth what Michael. He ain't even worth half of what Michael Jordan is. I'm so sorry.
You're completely incorrect, but okay.
I actually think Jordan's better, and I'm
Jordan is better. But see here, okay, before we jump down this rabbit hole real quickly, big up views for the raid. Appreciate everybody who came over for the raid and everything else. Here's the thing about all that with this whole LeBron comparison to Jordan. Is Jordan better than LeBron? 100%.
Yes.
But if we're going off of the same characteristics of all the arguments that people make for Jordan to be better than LeBron, then that means Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is better than Jordan. No. We're not going to do this because, again, Jordan fans like to move the goalpost on what really happened in Jordan's career before they actually start talking about LeBron. Like they all talk about, oh, Jordan would have never went to go get somebody. Well, he did. He had to go get the greatest defensive player of all time because Jordan and Scottie Pippen got bitch slapped by fucking the Orlando Magic. And it was so bad that Penny Hardaway and Shaq slapped the shit out of them that the NBA had to go and burn the tapes so nobody could rewatch those playoffs. The shit slapped out of them.
Burning tapes.
So let's not go down. Let's not go down this false narrative.
Slamming the backboards, innit? That's when Shaq was slamming the backboards.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't like to talk. They say, oh, if Jordan would have never retired, he'd have won 8 straight. Well, no, he wouldn't, because if Luke Longley got the shit slapped out of him by Shaq, what do you think Hakeem Olajuwon would have done to him? So let's not go down these false narratives that people have made over the years to where it's completely incorrect. So is Jordan
Magic Johnson as well? You got Magic as well. Like Magic was he was fucking like
Magic Johnson's fantastic. Rashford for a super sub, honestly, not bad. I don't want Rashford at this team.
I don't want Rashford.
Rashford is not worth $300 million. He's not worth 300,000 pounds a week. I'm sorry. We already have enough dead wood on big time fucking wages. There's no need for it.
I wouldn't even bring in just
Jadon Sancho's free. He can go back to fucking Dortmund and re-find his ass for a third time if he has to.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring Rashford back even if it meant Madueke going the other way because it's not worth it. I would actually just freeze Madueke out, loan his ass, or just have him sit on the bench and then just sell him. Just sell his bomber clock. Do you know what
Brenny, I'm telling you right now, I agree with you. The deadwood isn't going to go because there's a very strong possibility that because we've overextended ourselves with trying to get Vinny, if Vinny doesn't come through, I would not be shocked if we keep the team the way that it is and run it like how it is, which will be sad because Fabio Vieira, Reese Nelson, all these bums need to get off this fucking team. So I don't know.
Jesus, Havertz, the lot of them, bro. Like the only one I would keep is like Mikel Merino, but again, you saw what
super sub.
I would keep him as the super sub for the striker.
Yeah.
No, I would keep him as
Gianni,
the striker.
You see why I said I wanted to keep him over that donkey fucking Havertz, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? You know, everyone was getting gassed about Havertz scoring 2 against Curacao.
Thank God LeBron is out of the league.
you saw what Mikel Merino did, bro.
The biggest club in Europe to get top players decades ago at the time when La Liga Serie A and Bundesliga was so solid. Can we do that now? Listen, that's the question, you know. But again, the bigger question that is not being answered when you look at scenarios with Arsenal, Brenny, is do we have the cash? You know, we're offering Vinny this massive contract, which is fantastic to do that. It does show a little bit of incentive, but we actually don't know if we put in a full fucking bid. You know, if we're not putting in a bid, but we've only been talking to people, that doesn't mean anything. So I want to see where this scenario goes down, how this scenario goes down with Vinny. You know, if Vinny if the news comes out tomorrow that Vinny's agreed a contract and nothing ever went through, because the amazing thing is Vinny's camp is saying that they've never received an actual offer from Arsenal. So if that's the case, then I mean, it's not really meaning anything that we talk to him. LeBron is up there with Jordan. Hard to say, really. Bulls never won ring till they got other play. Facts.
Yeah,
That's
but at the
thing that
same
everybody
time,
forgets.
Michael Jordan, if you back in the day, before Scottie Pippen got to Chicago, who was Michael Jordan? Who else was on that team besides Jordan when he
The
lost
same
the
thing.
70s?
The same thing can be said for LeBron, but all you Jordan fans like to not give him credit for that. Who did LeBron have on that team when he dragged the Cavaliers to the 07 finals?
Jesus, I can't even remember.
Because last I checked, he defeated the Detroit Pistons that went to like 7 or 8 straight conference finals single-handedly. The only two guys that have dragged a team to the finals the way that they have is Allen Iverson and LeBron. Jordan's never been close to doing that.
Hey, Iverson, man like Allen Iverson.
AI.
Baller,
my favorite
bro.
player of all time.
Baller, bro. Mad underrated in terms of being up there.
Kobe, Kobe's not even top 5, Javi. Sorry.
No, sorry.
Kobe's not even top 5.
I love Kobe, and Johnny, you actually raised up a great point. I genuinely had no idea that Kobe forced that entire team, for the Lakers team, out.
Told you.
It's incredible. Like, it's like Robert Horry's a 7-time NBA champion. I didn't even know that until I checked that. That's insane. That's actually
Robert Horry
for years.
Big Shot. The reason why they call him the whole reason why they call Robert Horry Big Shot Rob is because he's hit game winners on every team he's been at, every time he's won a title. That's why he's known as Big Shot.
Wow.
Speaking about Kobe, I will say that, Javi, Barca's Black Mamba kit that they came out with, the Kobe collaboration, is fucking sick. I may have to
no way.
Especially, yeah.
I gotta look at this now.
But that's the thing,
it was sick.
Because what is it like? Kobe, he spent a bit of time like in Milan because like he speaks Spanish, he speaks Italian as well. So he spoke to Ronaldinho and Leo Messi and all of that back in the day.
So his dad moved to Italy after he was done playing in the NBA, because Kobe's dad played in the NBA for a little bit too.
I didn't know that.
Kobe's dad moved him to Italy. That's where he learned Italian. He became an AC Milan fan. The reason why he has such close ties to Barcelona is Kobe and Ronaldinho were best friends back in the day.
I think I remember this.
Ronaldinho brought Kobe to
this.
a Barcelona training for him to meet Lionel Messi. And that was Ronaldinho was telling everybody, like, this dude makes me look like nothing. So
and they ended up doing an ad after, because Kobe was doing the Ronaldinho ads because of obviously the night
absolutely
connection. But then even like later on with Turkish Airlines, they ended up doing I think it was like one ad as well. Like, everyone talks about the LeBron James ad, you know, with the calling the gang, diving into the pool and all that. One of the best ads I've ever seen, bruv.
Yeah,
one of the best ads I've ever fucking seen. Yeah, and I saw that shit late as well. But like,
big up Gunnar SC. Deleting all his picks at IG at the end, taking the piss out of it. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Man like Anderson Varejao. Facts, Doc.
Jesus.
Tell him.
Facts. Big up, Doc.
That dude was dog shit. Absolute dog shit.
Big up, Doc. Hopefully the Knicks
will put in an offer for
rivalry. Anyway, so I did some research. Arsenal make $888 million a year in total revenue.
Last year, yeah.
Okay. And I'm curious as to how.
But again, see, here's the thing. This is what people don't understand, which is why I find it funny when people are automatically going like, oh, there's no PSR, there's nothing else. You've made top dollar, but look at how much money you've spent and lost in the transfer window. You know, shout out to Southern Gooner and Lee, because they were talking about this.
Big up Maddie.
I saw them together.
Yeah, every time
Maddie showed last year we only made 13 million. We let go of 10 players. We only made 13 million euros, but spent nearly 290. So again, you know, Arsenal made exactly 200 million pounds of extra cash at the end of the season last year for revenue, because we won the Premier League title. But again, just looking at it from the revenue standpoint, you're still in the negative because of how much money you still lost at the end of the day for transfers. And that doesn't – the other thing that people need to understand when you talk about PSR is the problem is that we don't have a scenario going for ourselves when it comes to the amount of money that we've spent and lost. Look at Nick. First of all, just take Nicolas Pepe and fucking Zinchenko. We spent 70 million on Nicolas Pepe. We didn't get shit back for him. We didn't make shit back off Nicolas Pepe. Then you look at Zinchenko, you spend 30 million on him, and you only made 1.5 million euros on him. So what people need to understand is, you know, everybody thinks they became like some fucking mastermind at money when they saw how the way Chelsea went about it. Chelsea went about it a very specific way because they found a loophole that nobody was doing. Because generally it's a 5-year compound of what you've done. Nicolas Pepe and everything else was not that long ago. That loss has had to been paid off. So you have other money on the books that is causing you losses of cash left, right, and center. You know? So Eddie and Kenny
to be honest, Johnny, like during that time, when we bought Nico Pepe and all of that, we had Raul Sanelli, bruv. Say what you want about Raul Sanelli. Raul Sanelli is the only guy to give us our highest sale, bruv. This is what people need to understand. I would big up Jez, yeah, but we had a little back and forth about, like, look, I'm not saying Arsenal don't have money, but I'm saying the PSR, the fact that we're not selling well, is the biggest issue. It's not that we don't have money at all. That's never been the issue. That will never be the issue. No. If it was if we look. If we had Simon Jordan, we'd be a bit fucked, and we weren't Arsenal. If we weren't Arsenal, and we had Simon Jordan, at our club, and we didn't make the money that we did, we'd be fucked, we'd be royally fucked.
But at the same time,
but we're not in that situation.
But at the same time, you got to look at everything that we've done as far as money. Again, here, Nicolas Pepe was 72 million pounds, right? It wasn't, or was it 72 million?
72 million pounds. I think that equates to what? Just shy of 90 million bucks, 90 mil bucks, like 88 or 86 mil bucks, something like that.
It's roughly like around 80 million euros is what we spent on him. Now, if you look at what we got for him, because he left with 1 year left on his contract to go to Turkey, and we didn't make shit on him. So you took an 80 million loss on him. You bought out Aubameyang. Aubameyang was 60 million euros. You made no money on him. So if you combine Nicolas Pepe and Aubameyang, that's 140 million right out the door that you made no fucking money on. That's just them two. Now take Zinchenko. Zinchenko is 30 million, and we only made 1.5 million euros when we sold him to Ajax. So you combine those three guys already, you're talking about 170 million that you didn't get shit back for. So 170 million euros is roughly around 160, 155 million pounds. So just take that. Your massive increase of revenue has already been hit just by that bullshit. That's what I'm saying. You spent that much money now.
This is why I want Garlic out the fucking door, because remember, this is the same guy when Edu was here. We were giving Edu a lot of shit, and rightly so. Obviously, rightly so. You know, it didn't even work out with him at Forest. They got rid of his ass. But remember, him and Garlic, during the All for Nothing fucking documentary, we're talking about, he's 30 years old, we can't get any money for him. That was fucking Garlic, bruv. Yeah. And Edu agreed.
Yeah.
So if Garlic is we know he's our CEO, but if it looks like he's in charge of the fucking negotiations, bruv. And if that's the case, get rid of his ass immediately. We got him from West Brom anyway. There's a reason why West Brom didn't want him. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, get rid of his ass too now. We'd be better off with Berta doing the negotiations solely, if that's the case. If that is the case. Even Michele doing the negotiations, we'd be better off.
Yeah.
And dare I say it, even Arteta to a far less degree, but still.
Big up, Binks. I hope Italy's still treating you well, Binks. I know you've been having a fun time in Napoli. Hope you're enjoying your time in Italy. Listen, we sold Trossard for peanuts. Again, this is what I mean by you look at the Trossard scenario when you look at the purchase of Solis. We sold Trossard for 15 million pounds. We will get roughly 18 million pounds. That's on add-ons. So right now it's 15. We bought Solis for 34 million pounds. That's 19 million left over that will be on the books for him if you're looking at it from a straight transaction. Solis is on half of what Trossard was on. So basically it's a situation where they are hoping that the money that they're saving on the salary is going to pay off Solis's books in the long run when you look at it. So at the end of the day, Solis's 5-year contract, when you look at half the money being spent on him from what he was getting, that's $4.5 million a year. It's basically the money that you saved on Trossard's salary 5 years down the road will pay off Solis. But again, to pull off something like that, that's showing that there's issues with the finances in order to do that. That are the underlying problem. Make no mistake about this. We have so much money that's on this fucking thing. It's ridiculous. Norgard, Norgard, we bought Norgard for 10 million, turned around, sold him for 7, took a loss of 3 million on him, and paid him for a full fucking year.
Oh, but you can't sell him in the space of a year. You can't sell players like just after they've been there for
exactly.
a year.
They say you can't sell players in the space of a year.
Because if we sold Zubimendi now and we got fucking Garlic out the fucking door, and we get a proper chief negotiator, we probably get our money back. And remember, when Trossard was first got through the door, he was on 90k a week. Then he got the 180. Now
he got the 180 last year because Arsenal was trying to be slick. That they put him on the 180 when, remember, it was Aston Villa that was trying to buy Trossard last year at the beginning of the season. They doubled Trossard's money so they could get more money back off the books as far as a contract. Again, when you're trying to pull something like that, that means that you're struggling with cash in certain directions. Yes, we won the Premier League and the extra 200 million is huge. Plus, you're getting extra amounts of money when you consider the fact that you're getting the first place slot from the Premier League in the Champions League. Yes, you're getting more money. But at the end of the day, that's the reason why this is a scenario that there's other things going on financially, whether people like to hear it or not. Like Adam's saying here, Jesus is still on the books. For everybody to not understand this, nobody is going to sell. Nobody is going to buy Gabby Jesus for 20 million pounds. Somebody needs to let.
We turned down 40 mil. We turned down fucking 40 mil for this bomber clock. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, back
and now, and if it is true, like what you're saying, Gianni, that Zolis is more of a Michele type signing, that's fair enough. My issue so much is not with the player itself. It's more that we've trebled our wages again. And for me personally, from what I see, that goes back to Garlic, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? That has Garlic all over it. And this is the thing, just very quickly. He has to hit the ground running, regardless. It's all well and good that he had a shit game tonight, You know, that can happen anyway. But when the season starts, he has to be on it. And I want him to do very well. But even if he has a blinder this season, I do not want Garlic or Arteta or any one of them cartel board member motherfuckers putting him on 6 figures, bruv. Like that. I do not want that. Because then we're going to be back in the same boat where we're going to take a loss in the next 3, 4, 5 years and we'll end up selling him for like 10, 15 mil back once again with the criminal behaviour, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? With the criminal behaviour. We want the ill behaviour, not the criminal behaviour. Be ruthless, bruv. If we have Solis, that's fine, innit? The return of the Solis and all that shit, Well, I'll sing that shit when we win the Champions League.
I ain't singing none of that shit. I don't care.
Well, you should be singing it to get the Dodgers equivalent to their management and their accounting.
It is what it is. But that's the thing.
Nelson Vieira. Well, that's only 140, and then Gabby Jesus is 265. He wants $500 million, so you need to get rid of somebody else. But again, that's why Havertz
salary cap.
If you get rid of Havertz, what salary cap?
Getting rid of players.
What is it?
Sounds like
salary cap.
If there was a salary cap in place, you would have to get rid of players. You would have to sell players that are on your books. And it would
but the problem is nobody wants them. No one's going to pay that amount of money. You know, again, you had people that hand job of Arsenal fucking page was trying to say that Bayern Munich was interested in Martin Odegaard and Arsenal should be looking to get 80 million for Odegaard. Who the fuck's going to spend 80 million on Odegaard and then still pay 240,000 pounds a week?
And the club cater to that.
The Saudis.
That's the biggest problem.
That's the only team
the Saudis ain't even dumb enough to fucking do that.
Exactly. The
club. Right, but what I'm saying is they're the only team that's feasible to do it.
But they're not even feasible because, again, look at it in the long term. That's a huge fucking contract that you're paying for. Martin Odegaard's yearly contract is $12.5 million. If he gets all of his add-ons, it's nearly $16 million. Nobody is spending $80 million to pay another 16. That's 96 million pounds just by buying him the first year and paying him in his full amount. Nobody's doing that. That's why the same thing, like when people are saying, oh, Arsenal's holding out for 20 million pounds. Why? If somebody comes and offers you $7.5 million for Jesus, get rid of him. For what?
Get rid. If someone offers 20 mil for Havertz, 2 now, bro.
Get rid of him.
But I would sell him for 5. I would look at this point, I don't give a fuck how this sounds, If someone offers Odegaard 10 mil, I'm taking it. If someone offers Havertz 5 to 1 mil, yeah, I would take it, bruv. If someone just wants to get Jesus on a free, yeah, even though he's still under contract or whatever, or not even free, £1, yeah. If they want to buy Jesus for £1, get rid, bruv.
We got to give Mateo happy birthday. Welcome to the 21 club. I will tell you this, bro. The bitch about this is it takes forever to get to 21. Once you hit 21, it's all downhill from there, and life just speeds on fucking by. So enjoy the youth as much as you can, my guy. I'm jealous. I'm 13.
Don't rush to get to 30, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And I'm going to be 30 in 3 years, and I got a lot of work to do before I.
Last night, we loved it all. Napoli special for sure. Binks, I'm happy. I'm happy you had a good time. I'm happy you had a good time in Italy. Happy you had a real good time in Italy. I hope you, if you did go to any of the places I suggested for you to go to, that it was a good time for you.
Yeah,
classic. Why would Vince downgrade to Arsenal?
Bet on that, Doc?
Listen, it's a downgrade to whatever club it is when you leave Real Madrid. Let's be honest. It's a downgrade to any club. Even if you go to the likes of a Bayern Munich or PSG, it's a downgrade from Real Madrid, if we're being quite honest with you. So it is what it is. We'll see, but I don't honestly know. So big up, Red. Big up, Red. Appreciate it.
Even when Neymar left Barca, that was a downgrade, period. Even before he kicked a ball for PSG, that was a downgrade.
Oh, no.
I got
no.
Hey, man. Shout out to my boy Gunnar Rican. He said it on his what's it called, his stream. He said Napoli's the only city that he's been in Europe where he felt unsafe. Listen, man, Napoli is the streets, bro. You gotta have some street smarts,
bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
You gotta have some street smarts to move.
Yeah, you gotta
have some street smarts to move around that city, man. That city, it's a fun city, but it's also wild as shit.
You gotta have massive bollocks as well. You gotta have massive fucking bollocks. Like, to a certain degree, it's like, you know, in
real quick, Nat.
Go on.
This is exactly the problem. Gabby Jesus and Odegaard is 505,000 pounds a week. Then you throw in Havertz, it goes up to 785,000 pounds a week just between those three. And people are talking about Rashford trying to join. If Rashford was to join with those guys not getting moved on, those four motherfuckers is over £1 million a week just between four players. That doesn't include everybody else. And here's the other thing that everybody needs to realize as well. David Raya and Jurrien Timber have not signed extensions. They're both on less than 100,000 pounds. If we end up having to extend these guys, if you don't think David Raya is going to be asking for 200,000 pounds minimal when he's been the Golden Glove for the Premier League the last 3 seasons, you're smoking. And if Jurrien Timber could ever figure out how to stay healthy, the only right back in the world that's better than him is Hakimi. He's going to be deserving of 200,000 pounds as well. And if you look at the state of our finances, if those two were to get that, we're now on 9 players on our roster that's on 200,000 pounds or more a week. It would be ridiculous if we did that. We're already on 191 million a year for base salary. When you include everybody's bonuses of what could potentially happen, especially when you look at the fact of us winning the Premier League last year, with bonuses this year for the gross total amount, it's nearly 240 million pounds is our wage list. The only team that has higher wage list than us is City. This is the first time that Arsenal's hit higher wage lists than Manchester United. So again, at the end of the day, this is the reason why we have to get these salaries under control. Again, Reece Nelson. How is Reece Nelson, Gabriel Jesus, Martin Odegaard, and Kai Havertz worth nearly 900,000 pounds a week between the four of them? How the fuck is that possible?
I think Andrea Berta, let's be real, yeah. Andrea Berta needs to stop with this pride shit. Do you know what I'm saying? He needs to swallow his pride, yeah, and start ripping up bare contracts. He has to do that shit. He has to do that shit. I know he doesn't want to because he feels like he can make more money. But when we got fucking garlic bread, yeah, in charge of the negotiations and all that fucking shit, yeah, it's a car crash waiting to happen, bruv. You got issues. You got major issues. You know what I'm saying? And PFC, I agree. Amsterdam is hella fun. That was the
Yeah.
last place I went to abroad. Do you know what I'm saying? Look, Amsterdam, yeah, going there was fine. Coming back, a different story. Do you know what I'm saying? And from where I am, yeah, London town, yeah, to Amsterdam, it's a very short flight. It's about an hour at most, give or take. It's not a very long flight. That felt like 4 hours. That felt like fucking 4 hours.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Look, that flight felt like fucking 4 hours, man. And I was only there for 4 days, bro. I was only there for 4 days, yeah. Like, so from London to Amsterdam, you can actually make it by train, innit? Yeah, it takes a bit longer. And if you go coach, it takes even longer than that. But brother, if even if you don't smoke, but if you do smoke, Amsterdam, yeah, you need to go Amsterdam at least once, bro. At least once. Amsterdam is a vibe, bro. And I'm not even a city guy like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Not anymore. Haven't been for the longest, but yeah.
There is one city in the US that I'd recommend everyone go to, and it's New Orleans. It's not the greatest in terms of the smell and everything like that, but New Orleans during the winter time, during October, November time, is lit. Like literally, I was there for 5 days doing a conference. Bro, I was literally hammered at least every single day and 365 days on Sunday. Yeah, New Orleans is the best city to go to. At least
you're out of your fucking mind. That place is a dog shithole.
It is, but you have to admit, and I'm being completely honest, I went there for Halloween. And for Mardi Gras. Oh, it's completely different. Whether you like it or don't like it, it's a great city in terms of the festivals that go on there. Like
I would check out the jazz scene there. I love my jazz, innit? Like I would go there for the music.
New Orleans, Baltimore, Cleveland, LA are the largest open air pile of shithole cities there are in the United States. Absolute dog shit. I would never go to New Orleans ever again.
Wait. I do want to ask, what do you define as a shithole? Because I'm genuinely curious on what you mean by that.
There's not New Orleans outside of the food. Okay. New Orleans food, top 5 best cities in the country, arguably top 10 cities this side of the world. If you're talking about food, if you're talking about Creole food, Cajun food, even a mixture of like French food and everything else, and Italian food. New Orleans Italian food is one of the best because New Orleans is actually the original city where Italians went to, not New York.
I didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't know that. Yeah,
the very
New York
first,
and then Chicago, and then spread elsewhere.
New Orleans is the first. New Orleans was the first city that was a major hub for Italians when Italians started coming over to the United States. At one point in the early days, there was 10 times the amount of Italians in New Orleans than there was in New York. So there's New Orleans Italian food is very, very good. For food wise, it's fantastic. Jazz, if you like the music scene to see the creation of jazz and everything else, cool. Besides that, it's a fucking shithole. The whole city smells like piss. At any given time, there's heavy rain. The whole city could go underwater and it won't be a city again. There's actually talk right now that they've started evacuation plans for New Orleans for people to move out of that city because in 25 years, it'll be completely underwater. It's a shithole. It's a fucking shithole.
Yeah, that's
wild. If you go there,
God is putting in that work again. Do you know what I'm saying? God is putting in that work again. Do you know what I'm saying? Just for New Orleans and that. He's working overtime for New Orleans. 5 days, bro. 25 years.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Where's Noah when you
Alabama?
You know
listen, Alabama ain't that good either. I don't like nothing about the Bible Belt, if I'm being quite honest with you. I could give a fuck about Little Rock, Arkansas. I could give a shit about fucking Alabama, Georgia,
Carolina,
Atlanta, Georgia is probably the only decent city in that area that I would actually deal with. I got no time for West Virginia. That's cousin fuckingville. I'm
not going to West Virginia.
The Carolinas is got no fucking worries about the Carolinas is Raleigh's a cool city. Raleigh's a cool city in North Carolina. North Carolina is definitely better than South Carolina, but I ain't a 100%. Fan of either.
So basically, most places below the Mason-Dixon line and all of that, like
correct.
Yeah, correct. I hear it.
I hate their sports teams, but Boston is Boston. I hate their sports teams, but Boston is a city. shouldn't say I love it, but it is a great city for people that want to visit.
I'm not a fan
Of
Not a
Boston or the sports teams?
Not of either. I'm not a fan of Boston sports teams or the city. One of the best nights in Napoli, stumbled upon this tucked away pizza up the hill in the alleyway. Ended up drinking and blazing until the sunrise with some locals in the evening.
Hey.
Napoli's lit like that. Napoli can get super lit like
soon
that.
Come, man. Soon come. Like,
no, Cliff, Zolas is earning the same amount of money as Timber. I believe they're both on 90,000 pounds a week right now, but that's the
thing.
That's
verified as well. That Zolas is verified. 90K.
Yeah, Zolas is verified. And David, okay, I'm mistaken. David Raya's on 100,000 pounds, but again, David Raya's got 2 years left on his contract. Do we really think Raya's going to not want more than 100,000 pounds when you look at?
Oh, they're doubling his wages, bare minimum. Bare minimum, they're doubling it. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Need to go to Dublin. Yeah, I would like to go to Dublin.
I actually would love to go to Dublin.
My old man's been to Dublin. Like, both my folks are, like, way back in the day went to Dublin. They had a blast in it. So, yeah, one day. Yeah. But it's mad expensive, bro. Like, people
I've heard
it's expensive, and it is. But Dublin, it will. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't cheap, man. But where is? Do you know what I'm saying?
Definitely not the United States.
Heard Washington's supposed to be good. If you're talking about the state Washington, Seattle's supposed to be cool. I've never been up to Seattle. I would like to go
I've never been to Seattle. Love to visit Seattle.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
Only reason why I'd like to go to see Seattle is go see all the historic shit that's like tied to grunge music. Besides that, ain't nothing there for me. As far as that.
I mean, I go to New Orleans is it. Houston is a city I would definitely love to live in
Houston's cool.
Love to
Houston's cool
is fire. Especially if you've been to NASA. Like I know
Minnesota, shithole. The whole state's a shithole. Minnesota, the whole state's a shithole.
What do you think of Idaho? What do you think of Idaho and like Wyoming? Them kind of
cousin fucking Bill.
Midwest.
That ain't Midwest.
It's not even the Midwest.
That's fucking Canada South.
Canada South.
That's the south side of Canada.
Canada South.
Yeah, no.
Canada South mutant territory, bro.
Jesus.
Let's be real and cut to the business. Where's the best place for some ass in the States?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would probably.
My personal opinion, it's Miami.
Yeah, I was gonna say anywhere in Florida.
But it's
no, not any. No, not anywhere in Florida. No. It's Miami. It's Miami.
Was it Jacksonville's in Florida, right? You know,
Jacksonville.
Shithole. That's another city that falls into the open air piles of shithole cities.
Jacksonville, swampland, isn't it? Swampland, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't fuck with Jacksonville whatsoever.
No,
I don't fuck with Jacksonville.
Tampa's amazing.
Whatsoever.
I swear, like the whole thing.
Tampa's
remember,
good,
like what is it? LA, like back in the 90s, it used to be like the place to be. Do you know what I'm saying? Get some ass, make money, all of that shit. And now it's just like mad LA. Like
LA,
California, but especially LA. Like back in the 90s, it was popping, but like recently and even before that, it's just like everything's just fucking overrated, overpriced. You could debate the women are overrated. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, compared to other places, like it's
Seattle is not the Midwest.
Seattle is not the Midwest. That's
1,000%.
That's
the West Coast.
Biblically,
you know what I'm saying? That's Northwest Coast, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
He said, "Man, I got to try Waffle House one day." Mateo, you going to Waffle House to actually try the food, or you want to go see the brawls in there? Wow, you got a better chance of seeing a boxing show in a Waffle House than getting food.
Ding, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Word to Carl Weathers and that, like.
And if you want good food, Johnny told me Uncle Remus in Chicago is the place to go. Although
Uncle Remus is the place to go for the best fried chicken in Chicago.
But you have to bring 5 tanks, a bunch of security guards, because they will literally fight you tooth and nail.
No, ain't no fight. You're getting shot. No, ain't no fight. You better fucking bring a bulletproof vest to some of them places because you got to go to the hood. He said easy with the Canada jokes. Shitholes, litter, crackheads, precincts, bins, open dealers in every corner, mattresses dumped, fucking shit. Exactly. That's what Baltimore is. That's what fucking Cleveland is. That's what fucking Jacksonville is. That's what fucking New Orleans is. All that is a shithole.
Breaking Bad Central, innit? The meth.
Yeah, I was going to say Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Montana's good for nature. That's exactly why I don't like it. I don't like nature. I enjoy my pollution and seeing my skyscrapers and being on cement. I don't give a fuck about
You
nature.
want China without the China, basically, because we're actually closer to China than basically what you guys
Correct.
are, innit? With all the surveillance. We
Correct.
got the well, we tried to keep the pollution down, innit? But we got the whole surveillance thing like on wraps. It's a fucking nightmare, bro.
Tampa,
you'll know.
Tampa
You'll
really
know.
isn't
Tampa's-
that grimy, T-Dot.
I
It's
love
really
Tampa.
the smaller towns around Tampa. Tampa's more of a retirement home. Now, the thing is
Oh.
about Florida, if you look at it, the East Coast of Florida is mostly where all of the Boston, the New York, all the East Coast people go to retire. The West
Yes.
Coast of Florida is all Midwest people. So you're going to see a lot of Detroit and Chicago people on the West Coast of Florida.
Right.
Miami's my favorite fucking city outside
I've
of
never been to Miami.
States.
Never
Johnny,
been
I've
to
been
Miami.
meaning to ask you this. Have you ever been before you answer the Arizona? Have you ever been to Amsterdam? Have you
Yeah.
What do you think
I've
of
not.
Amsterdam?
I liked it.
Hey,
Fun, man.
yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of the best cities I've ever been to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even for a few days, especially if you're you live like close enough in it, so like England, France, and Germany, and all that shit. Yeah, hey, it's a blast, man. It's a fucking blast. Yeah. Stay away from the red light district, though, innit? Stay away from them districts. It's
Gianni,
fucked,
what
man.
about Arizona?
It's
Listen,
fucked.
Phoenix is cool. But like the thing is again, I'm not a huge fan of Arizona because it's a bunch of people that left Chicago to try to recreate Chicago in the sun, and it ain't the same thing. So,
Yeah.
you go to Glendale, Scottsdale, Phoenix, it's all retired. Arizona was the original like retirement place for Chicago people. So Arizona, Chicago retire out there to like New York people retiring down to Florida. The thing is that with Arizona, I don't do the fucking desert. And again, you can't recreate the food from Chicago and Arizona. So that's why I'm not a big fan of Phoenix. It's an
40
okay
degrees,
place,
brother, as well. Like same in Nevada, it's like 40 plus degrees and shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, with what's cool about Phoenix is it'll be like 100 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, but drops to 60 because of how cold the
That is correct. There's no humidity. The humidity.
Yeah, it's all dry.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Exactly.
When it gets hot, it's fucking hot. Like you could throw a thing of butter in a frying pan, leave it on the cement, and cook breakfast without even turning heat on with how hot it gets.
No, trust me. Like when we've already had a heat wave anyway, but like the hottest day ever, like in England, like especially like in the south, like London and all them places, mainly London, I could literally take my frying pan outside. This was like 3 years ago, right? 3 years ago, I could take the frying pan out. The butter will have already melted even before I got out the door, That's number one. Number two, crack the egg. The fried egg is already there, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like 45 degrees. Granted, it was only for 2 days, bruv. But like, when you got the underground, all the fucking transport, like, and you look at the bus drivers, there's no aircon, bruv. There's no aircon in there, but
you guys in Europe are fucking
roasted.
crazy with that shit. For not
you guys
are nuts.
But we're the ones that don't have the aircon. Like at least in Spain, maybe Italy, and other places in the Mediterranean,
the hangable shit.
They have some
this.
form of cooling system.
Because I had to set all that. I had to install all them things in my house in Italy, where I installed all those aircon things in there. Because I'm like, you guys are fucking nuts. Because I remember funny story about my grandmother. All the old Italians, they think you'll get sick if you sit in air conditioning. So she never had air conditioning in the house. And it gets fucking hot in the summertime in Napoli. It hits 100-something degrees every day. My brother was fat as fuck as a kid. That kid was so goddamn huge. His fucking he used to sweat underneath his tits like fucking Rick Ross did when he was in the sun. This motherfucker was at the house asking my grandmother. He goes, Nana, you got air conditioner? She go, air conditioner. I ate the air conditioner. You want to stay?
Air conditioner.
Oh God!
I can imagine
her broken English was so fucking funny because my brother can't speak.
London's are the best, man.
My brother can't speak Italian. My brother can't speak Italian. It's a long story. His mother
don't even need to know it.
My stepmother was a fucking cunt. So
that's all I needed to know.
No, so she'd say, "You hot? Go lay on the tiles with the dog. You're gonna stay cold that way. Go lay on the tiles." That's what he would do. Like it used to be so hot, we would have to throw water on the cement to get into the garage to go get like tools and shit if they had us work in the house. Yeah, it gets hot over there, man. It gets hot.
Yeah, hot and humid or just dry heat?
Both.
Oh,
both. It can be both.
See, we don't have that dry heat over here. Like that's why especially when you have Americans come to like London, but even the UK period, but especially London, they understand now. With or without aircon, like they're like the heat over here is different. Most of the graph is like Savannah, bruv. It's basically Lion King, Hakuna Matata settings. You know, it means no worries, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, not for the grass, but do you know, and the rest of the wildlife, but still, man, it's no fucking joke. It's no fucking joke. And big up Nonna as well. Like I think she has a point with the aircon. You know, you can have it on all summer. Do you know what I'm saying? Have it on all summer pretty much, especially when it's super hot. But not all throughout the year. Do you know what I'm saying? Not all throughout the year. Like even to like, you know, heat yourself up or you can keep certain things cool in it. Like if you got a PC, if you got a server, desktop, any of that kind of machinery, devices, whatever. Yeah, cool. But like, yeah, I hear it.
The Dearborn Herd's supposed to be a good restaurant in Chicago. Listen, PFC, I'm gonna be honest with you. Most restaurants in downtown Chicago are all Instagram restaurants. If you want to go get good food in Chicago, you got to go to the neighborhoods.
No.
Okay. Now the thing is about Chicago is that Chicago is the most segregated city in the United States. Chicago, 100% it is. Chicago, it's now starting to change because of gentrification. But Chicago, if you moved to Chicago as an ethnic community, you went to a specific area in the city to be with your people. It wasn't blending of mixes like you've seen in other cities. You know, like if you were Polish, you went to the northwest side of Chicago. Chicago is the largest Polish population that's not in Poland. We have a crazy amount of Polish. That's why Robert.
We used to have a lot of Poles in London, innit? And most of them have left because London is like whole of England.
That's why Lewandowski came to the Chicago Fire, is because of the amount of Polish people
that makes perfect sense. That makes a lot of sense.
If you were Greek and came to Chicago, you moved to Lincoln Square. If you were Italian, you went to either Grand Avenue, Bridgeport, eventually Taylor Street. I know some people try to say Taylor Street's the original Little Italy in Chicago. It isn't. It's probably the fourth created Little Italy, if I'm being quite honest with you, but that's for another day. But Chicago, the Jewish population was either on the south side or the first suburb north. When you came to Chicago as an ethnic group, you went to specific areas because that's how the city was designed. But that's also the weird thing is that if you wanted to go out to try different foods, you had the benefit of going to the same place that ethnic group would go to for foods. So if you wanted to go get soul food, good soul food, yeah, you had to go to the hood, but you knew it was good because it was all black people that was eating there. You know, it wasn't like a soul food joint that some fucking tatted up retard with blue hair is trying to recreate the food that tastes like shit.
Hey, they're multi-haired colored bastards.
Yeah,
no.
That
shit. No, I don't trust.
Prague's a cool city, Adam. Prague is a real good.
I need to go Prague.
I need to go
Prague
as well.
Dr. Seymour. Facts.
Yeah, that is a shame.
They're running out of water. Yeah,
they are. They are. California, that whole area over there is running out of water with their overusage of water and shit over there. It's fun.
Yes, they're also going through a drought as well. Yeah.
Colorado, they're talking about having to start creating man-made avalanches to get the snow down the mountains to melt to turn into more water for them over there. Like it's serious over there.
I never thought Colorado would have that issue, bruv. I'm not gonna lie, because just the nature of what Colorado is, like Rocky Mountain High.
Especially if you go to Denver. It's a mile above sea level.
Yeah.
And anyone that has sickle cell.
Gianni, what nationality and women do you think has the sexiest accent in the U.S.? I'm sorry, man. I'm biased. I love my Latin women. I love my Latin women.
Especially if you go to Miami.
Yeah.
If you go to Miami, you get to.
It's kind of similar here. I'm not going to lie. We got Colombians, you know, we got obviously Brazilians and all of that, Venezuelans, Ecuadorians. Look, we got everyone in London. Do you know what I'm saying? In and around London, like I'll say very quickly about London. Like everyone knows that London has always been like a multicultural city, but unlike Chicago, like when the Windrush generation, so when you had the Caribbeans, which is where like my folks are from,
Sure.
Once we were here, it was basically the kind of quote unquote inner cities, like the ends, the rougher areas, like the hoods, like and all that shit, like the rundown kind of areas. Like we were all there, but there was like white people, whether it's like Italian, Irish for sure, Irish for damn sure, and the mix between Irish and Jamaican and even Scottish as well. People don't understand. People don't know, but it's always been kind of a mixing melting pot. But I didn't know
We
that
never
about
had,
Chicago.
we never had that
I
over
knew you
here in
had
the
your
States.
areas, but you
No.
didn't mix until later. We've always mixed. Do you know what I'm
See,
saying?
They've
Part of
never.
the reason why I mixed as well, innit?
Well,
So,
see,
but I'm not from the hood, so
the thing
it
in
is
the
what it is.
state, the thing in the States is with this, and this is always a misconcepted thing. The original ghettos of the United States was for the first major influx of immigrants, which was the Irish. The Irish is the original are the original people from the ghettos in the United States, because black people, you got to understand something. When the Irish came over, black people were still slaves. So there wasn't that many black people in the North as it compared was to the South. You still had slavery going on when the Irish came over. So like, if you ever seen the movie, Gangs of New York, if you ever watched that movie, the Gangs of New York movie is 1860s during the Civil War, and some of the stuff that happens in that movie is actually true. Like the riot in New York when they started doing the draft and everything is actually a real thing that happened in the 1860s. But the original ghettos in the States were not for black people. If you look at, like, for example, if you've ever seen the new remake of Candyman, they try to claim that, they called Cabrini Green Little Hell because it was all black people. It got called Little Hell before one black person lived in that fucking area. Cabrini Green was called Little Hell because all the Sicilians were bombing all the Irish gangsters around them, because the Irish gangsters were trying to go to war with the Sicilians, and the Sicilians made homemade bombs against them all the time. Jesus. So all the businesses were constantly on fire around Cabrini Green. So it wasn't originally for black people. You got to remember something.
Yes.
The Great Migration, when a lot of black people came to the north of the United States to find jobs in different areas like New York or Chicago or all those different cities, they came in the 1920s. So they came after the first wave of Irish immigrants and the big wave of Italian immigrants before they came up to the north, because a lot of black people didn't have money after they were freed from slavery. A lot of them went into what was known as indentured servitude, which was they would sign a contract where they would give up 7 years of their life, basically go back to living as a slave, but it was for pittance amount of money, but they would stack their cash through that system so they could eventually move out of the South and go up north. Now, majority of the black population still in the United States still live in the South, but that's why there was, I think it's like 3 million black people from like the start of the 1920s moved up to the north, and they went all over the place. You had them go to Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, New York, Pittsburgh, Philly, you know, the
Baltimore, even
Boston.
maybe.
Yeah. So that's where that came from, where a lot of stuff was different for that. So like what you guys call the ends, it never had an opportunity to be mixed over here, because by the time the black population started moving into the north, they were replacing all the different ethnic groups that were living in these different projects at the time.
Understood.
Baltimore's a rough fucking city, man.
Well, the inner harbor of Baltimore is great, but once you get out of that, you better run.
Yeah, gentrification is a motherfucker. Like you see, like what Brixton was, which is basically South London for those that don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
If you see Brixton now compared to what it was like 20, 30 years ago, it's night and day, bruv. Yes, you still have certain communities that make like banging chicken. There's this one Jamaican lady that still makes proper jerk chicken, rice and peas, curry and goat, oxtail, the whole nine, bruv. And they ain't no small portions either. You get like even American standard in terms of the portion size, innit? But you got like the proper Caribbean, proper quality control, innit? Like a lot of these companies, even over here, never mind the States, don't do. Do you know what I'm saying? Where it's just garbage in, garbage fucking out. Do you know what I'm saying?
He goes, Gianni, I can imagine you fighting all the rednecks. Nah, bro, I stay away from them. I'm not dealing with them.
I don't
entertain that foolishness.
I don't entertain that. They don't like me. I don't like them, and we stay away from one another.
Yep, they don't like me. They don't like me. I certainly don't like them. Yeah. That's stay away.
If you're street smart, yeah, you'll stay away from certain like individuals, and you'll stay away from certain types of people that have certain mindsets and move in a certain way. Like a case in point, yeah. My old man was watching. I told you this, Johnny. My old man was watching Palace because it was close to where he grew up. Yeah, at a time where it was National Front, which is basically the KKK equivalent. like you had skinheads, but the original skinheads weren't what like they were infiltrated basically to become like National Front, which is basically like right wing nationalist, kind of like similar to what you have in the States. And then like what, as an example, like American History X, like the reason why that movie was so big, we had that shit earlier. Like you obviously had the KKK before that, but when it came to like the skinheads and moving like how they were moving, we had that shit earlier until the point where you had a lot of people that had to kind of
when did the National Front start? Because the KKK came out in the 1800s.
I think
what?
As far as I'm aware, like I don't know the full in and outs, but the National Front have been around. Like they're still going today, but like they've been going for, I would say, at least as far as I'm aware, like the 50s and 60s, maybe even before that, slightly before that. But they've been around for a long time. Sure. They've been around for a long time. But when it was really bad, it was like 70s and 80s. Because in the 80s, you had the fucking riots in Brixton, so South London, basically. You had the riots there where Brixton was on fire. It was on fire. It wasn't quite 1666 London was burning, you know, where they try and reset certain things. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to get your channel taken down. There's a lot of shit that I can talk about. You can talk about Gianni, like, so I hear it, but like, you grew up in 70s London, yeah. So if that's the case, T-Dot, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, innit? Like, do you know what changed though? And I'll just say this very quickly. You know what changed that made things better in a lot of ways, but in certain ways made it a little bit worse, more so with the disorganization and other issues as well. When the rave scene, and this is how I equate it back to where you're at, Johnny, as well. When the rave scene blew up in the UK, it wasn't just London, it was across the board, England, Scotland, Wales, but mainly England, but the whole of the UK pretty much. When the rave scene burst, and that music that we basically took from Chicago, so house and garage, which is why the garage that we have here we call UK garage, because you guys got the original garage, and obviously the house as well. Once we took all of that, and then from that we created hardcore first, then it was jungle, then it became drum and bass. That whole scene in the 90s, but especially the late 80s, early 90s, with the warehouse parties, the highway, what we call motorway parties and all of that, the parties out in them fields in the country and all of that shit, that was worldwide. Sorry, not worldwide. That was nationwide news, bro. Maybe it touched a few worldwide spots, but it was nationwide news. Yeah. They had to put new laws in for that shit because it was bringing all different kinds of people together. Once that came about, you saw like less presence, like from like National Front, where they were trying to recruit people from football way back in the day. You know, going as far as, like I said, like the 60s and even the 50s, but it was rife like in the 70s and 80s, you know, the whole John Barnes shit, the three black guys from like Laurie Cunningham and then man from West Brom and all that, who ended up playing for Real Madrid, by the way.
Yep.
And then he died before he got to Man United, or not long after that. So there was a lot of bullshit. But the rave scene is what changed this country in a lot of ways for the better, but in others for the worst, didn't it? Because it tightened the screw, and now we have this like dystopian. Well, look, I'm not going to get into it, but you see where we're at. We're basically trying to 2.0. We're basically trying to 2.0 with a lot of race mixing. Basically, that's what we are. That's what we are now.
Tommy Robinson is the biggest one. I'm not a fan of him. He's a fucking retard.
Who is this? Never mind.
Some moron. Big up Jordan Hyman. I've never seen you in my chat before, but appreciate you stopping by the conversation.
Before we get back to the topic real quick, I just want to say, Nat, if you thought the portions were big in London where you go for this jerk chicken, I remember when my uncle got married in 2017, we went to Houston. The servings that we got, I gained like I gained like at least 10. It was insane, the servings that we got. They were massive. And that's how big Houston is, or that's how big Texas is as a state with their servings. It's
Houston's awesome. If you're into sneakers, if you're a sneaker collector, highly suggest you going to the sneaker con that's in Houston every year. It's the biggest one in the country. It really.
Sorry, go ahead. What's it called?
Houston Sneaker Con. If you're big into like collecting J's and all that shit, the one in Houston's the biggest one every year.
Do they still have them like Reebok Classics? Because Reebok ain't as big as they used to be, but I swear they still like make like they become like more prestige in a way, like they're more like
Reebok.
selective?
Reebok. It depends what you're looking for that are still good. You know, you have like they've retroed everything. Like they've re-released.
Oh yeah.
They've re-released all of Allen Iverson shoes. They've re-released like Shaq's shoes, the Shaq Gnosis. They re-released, for those who may know, the Kamikaze Reeboks that were worn by Sean Kemp with the Seattle Supersonics.
I remember Sean Kemp.
So they redid everything with all that. But if you're a big sneakerhead, the sneaker convention in Houston's the biggest one in the world. That one's awesome. I've gotten a few pair of shoes from that convention.
You got that Allen Iverson high tops or whatever, like sneakers. Yeah. I had a feeling Johnny you'd at least have one.
I got like over 150 pairs of sneakers.
Fucking hell, bro!
Get the fuck out!
Hell.
Yeah.
I need there be a few. Yeah.
Wow.
Listen,
Hey,
that was before that. My collection before was worse. I had almost 300.
What?
I had almost 300 pairs of shoes. Yeah, I was a big time sneaker collector. And then I let
You basically got one pair of shoes for like you got like pairs to last.
I had a pair of shoes for each day,
bro. Yeah, each day, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, literally each day, bro.
Like I don't. My dad has them because I don't keep them in my house. But like the Marty McFlys, the Marty McFly Nikes that light up from the Back to the Future. I have those.
Oh,
and I have the original ones. Plus, I have some.
Ooh.
A buddy of mine. Shout out to White Mike. If anybody in the chat is a Chicago collector, you guys know who White Mike is. He's one of the top guys. And shout out to Shoe Woo because that's my boy. Two of the best sneaker collectors in the city of Chicago. I actually have a pair of infrared sixes from '91. And for those who don't know, that's Michael Jordan's. The infrared sixes are the first title.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Are the year from the first title.
And if you look after them, if you wanted to sell them, I know you're not.
Oh, you get a fortune. They would literally go for
absolutely. If you look after them, or you get them repaired, like refurbished or whatever, they can go for big bang, bro.
T-Dot, in the great words of Lee Gunner, I am shaped like a golf club. I'm only 5'8", but my shoe size is 11 and a half, 12. My stepdad called me Sideshow Bob because I got big ass feet for no reason for how short I am. So
I'm 6'4" and I'm a size 14. So make you feel any better.
I'm 11.
The sad thing is I'm that much shorter than you, but I'm not that far off as far as the shoe size. So
Johnny, I'm not even that much taller than you, to be honest, but I'm a UK 11, like 10.5. Like we do have the 0.5s and all that, but like was it a UK 11? What is that? US 12? So we're basically the same size.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. So I can fit in your sneakers, bro, technically. Like, and I got wide ass feet as well.
Like here, hold on. I'll go get a couple pairs that I wore recently.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh man, yeah.
Oh man, I would. It's like Chicago and Houston are the two. Well, maybe not so much Chicago, but Houston is the number one city I would live in, easily.
And to be
Chicago,
honest,
I would visit, but I would never visit.
I actually love the anywhere where there's hot weather, like so unless it's like desert in the summer to a degree.
These are the Toro 4s.
Woo! Oh my god.
These are Toro 4. Yeah, I keep my shoes super clean too, so I don't do all that crazy. These are my second pair of these. I have a clean pair that I have not worn yet, so they're dead stock, but these are the Neymar 5s, the Neymar 5s.
Oh.
So I've worn these recently. I don't like Neymar that much as a player, but his shoes with Jordan were fire. His shoes with Jordan were fucking fire.
Yeah.
The first one's the best, but I was talking about the shoes, PFC, the Marty McFlys that came out that were released for cancer. They're very expensive. They cost me about $2,000 to get. Yes, for those I am one of those sneakerheads where I've dropped a couple thousand on a pair of shoes.
Yeah,
I have done that before. That's not
lucky you have the income. I certainly don't have the income.
Yeah. all I got is basically like the Adidas. You know the Adidas. What is it? The campuses in it. Like
I don't rock Adidas. I will
You
not
don't
wear
rock Adidas ever.
Nope. Nope. Nike.
I hear it.
I'm only Nike. The
Yeah,
only
Nike
other
only.
the only other pair of shoes that that I would wear as far as those, I'll wear a couple. Like I have a couple pair of Iversons, and that's only because Allen Iverson was my favorite player growing up.
Sure.
Because I was short trying to play basketball. You know, I love Jordan because of what he did for the city. That's neither here nor there. But Allen Iverson was my guy. The only other pairs of shoes that I wear are Diodoras. I collect some of the Diodoras. Like
you must have a Totty pair. Like, do you have like a Totty?
I hope you do.
No, not boots. I'm talking about Diodora sneakers.
Yeah, but even I'm sure Totty's worn some Diodora sneakers.
I have the Roma. So I have the old Roma pairs. I don't even know where the hell those are in my closet. I'd have to find those. But like I have the if you got anybody who is a Wu-Tang fan, I have the Diodora. I have the Diodora purple tape from Raekwon's special shoes. So
that's extra spicy, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, Wu-Tang are solid, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Any designer shoe? I have a couple pair of Gucci's. Got a couple pair of Hugo Bosses. Got a couple pair of Ferragamos. I'm a connoisseur of when it comes to shoes. So if I had to throw designer shoes in with fucking sneakers, I'm probably pushing like 200 pairs of shoes in my house. So
I have like 10.
I don't even have 10, bro. Like the most I've ever had is probably like 3 or 4 because I had like Vans. I used to have Air Forces. I used to have Air Forces in it. I got some Air. My cousin got me some Air Forces
Run
from
DMC,
Qatar, innit?
Not an Adidas fan. I love Run DMC, but I'm not an Adidas fan. I just don't like their shoes like that. I've always been a Nike. I've always been a Nike fan. Plus, the other thing too is, man, I grew up going to Payless. You know, my mom taught me what the value of $1 was when I was a kid. So, you know, trust me, we had when we were kids. My mom said you got a budget of $15 to $20 for a pair of shoes, and the shoes better last you 2 fucking years. That's how we grew up. So that's why I've become partially a sneakerhead, because I know what the value of $1 is, and I'll go if I want to go fucking spend it. I'm gonna go spend it to go get a pair of shoes because I remember what it was as a kid. So that's what it is with me. The Dior Jordan collab, I had an opportunity of getting it, but I passed on it because I passed on it to get the Jeter ones, the ones that are like worth $1,500. I passed on the Dior Jordans to get the Jeter ones. So,
and we're talking about Derek Jeter, of course.
Yes, the limited edition Nike ones that came out for him. Yeah,
let's go. And my favorite Yankee.
Oh, he's one of mine. But to get back to topic with everything, because we'll be here forever talking about shit. Quash, I want to bring you in on this. I'm not losing my shit on the game because it was a makeshift team. Listen, we looked good against Girona, but this ain't Girona of a couple years ago where they were fighting for La Liga for half a year and then eventually fell off. They're nowhere near that team. But again, when you look at the situation with how we played against Real Betis, I wasn't too convinced with the way that we played. And again, Real Betis made Champions League, so I'm a little it's a little interesting to see what happened as far as that. So what'd you make on the game?
Yeah, it won great, really. I mean, picking the same team didn't really work. I just felt like the Havertz in midfield, it never worked. I just don't know why he did it, because he's Lego head and he's a retard, and we all know what retards do. I look at that front line and I'm thinking to myself, I mean, Solis is the son of the Solis. No. Don't.
We're gonna make a rule right now. That bullshit fucking song is not getting sang on my streams. I got no time for that.
The real song is a great fucking song. The OG song is a great fucking song. I have to put it out.
I mean, everyone told us that he's the new Alexis Sanchez. That's what we were told, that he will be the next Alexis Sanchez. I mean, I know he got his assist, but that just means nothing. I mean, anyone can get an assist and still pay crap. So I just feel like with this team, listen, we get Bruno G, I'm happy, but listen, I'm not going to get too mad. But that goalkeeper, my man can't even can't even deal with the ball from a corner kick. Just like the Carabao Cup final, he can't even catch a ball. Bro, for the third goal, he didn't even dive. Bro, try and dive. He's just hopeless. I just don't know why we signed him. I'd rather just sell him, bro. It's a waste of money. 5 million for that scrub. I mean,
5 million?
Yeah, we bought him for 5 million. Big warning to everyone: never sign any Chelsea reject because they are so bad. Don't trust me. I don't see any
just
more.
wait.
Chelsea
We still got one coming. I still think we got one coming. I'm scared. I'm actually scared if fucking I'm scared if Aston Villa sends Garnacho back that we're gonna go after Garnacho. I swear.
Wait, Garnacho's on loan?
Yeah, Aston Villa. Yeah, Aston Villa
he's on loan.
Garnacho.
He's on loan to Aston Villa. Wow. So the new feta cheese. Gyökeres is looking worse because we're still not feeding him. I don't know. My personal opinion is I don't think we're feeding Gyökeres enough, but
no.
You know, it is what it is.
It's just down to the style of play, though, because let's be real, the style of play is. I mean, he's playing Skelly as a 6. He's not even a 6. He's an 8.
That's what my question was at the beginning before you hopped on, Kwaja, was where is Zubamendi? Zubamendi should be the one in preseason playing 6 right now because for me, I mean, obviously, I don't know what you think. And really quickly before we get into it, because I got to let Chike go because he's got bounce. Chike,
thank you so much for having me.
We'll do you, me, and Nat will do a City Arsenal preview before we have the preseason trophy is what I like to call it.
Oh, great. It's not even a trophy.
The play, yeah, it's not even a trophy.
Preseason play. Two of them in the cabinet. He wants one more because of the goal.
Yeah, that is not a trophy, and will never be a trophy.
We'll do a preview for the preseason play. But yeah, big up to you for hopping on, my guy.
Thank you, guys. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. Great to see you all.
Go. I'll let you, But yeah, I agree. See, here's the thing with me. I think Zubamendi should be playing to get him ready for the season, to try to get him back up to game speed. The guy didn't do a fucking thing at the World Cup. So why is he not playing? Starting is my thing, because in my personal opinion, Declan Rice should not be playing until after this first international break. This first international break is almost 20 days where the players are going to be away from the club. I think that Declan Rice should not be playing for us until after we get back from that international break, in my opinion. And I think when you look at it, Skelly looks lost as that number 6. And I really hope he's not going to be trying to do this bullshit. You know, you brought Bruno Guimaraes in. In my personal opinion, I'd rather see Bruno Guimaraes be the 6 and Skelly start at the 8 this year and let Zubamendi come off the bench. And really, to be honest with you, at the start of it, if we don't get rid of him, I would move Martin Odegaard to the bench and have him come as the backup for the 8, because that's all he's good at, is playing maybe as an 8. He's no number 10 anymore. You know, for me, it should be right. It should be Rice, Guimaraes, and Eze should be the midfield 3 this year, going forward. If Skelly's not going to get in, you know, and I've even said, in my personal opinion, if you're going to go back to 4-3-3. That's perfect if you're going to do a rotation of either Rice, Guimaraes, and Skelly, or Rice, Guimaraes, and Eze. Odegaard should be a bench player, and so should Zubamendi, which is why I want Havertz sold, because for me, I think Mikel Merino should be the only guy that we're keeping as a backup striker this year. I mean, Mikel Merino, for me, as much as I don't like the fact that this guy is a backup striker for us, I think he's the guy that we got to start over Havertz. Havertz is too fucking injury prone, and I'm not waiting around, because the one thing that worries me is that this idiot will try to shoehorn Havertz back as the starter again.
He's already playing him at midfield.
Yeah.
That's the biggest red flag. And then you got Jesus. I don't know if he came on in the fucking second half, but he did fuck all against Girona, bruv. He was the one that actually slowed it down.
He didn't do shit in this game either.
He did nothing.
He slowed it way the fuck down. That guy is finished, bruv. If someone offers £1, one blood clot pound, for Jesus, accept it, bruv. Accept it, bruv.
He's been in more offside positions than scoring goals. He's been in more offside positions than scoring goals.
If somebody went like this and was like, can I get Jesus? Yeah, I'd give it to him. I'd give it to him.
A couple of shekels and a fucking rubber band, bruv. Do you know? And a block of cheese, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, a bit of fucking feta, Edam, whatever kind of fucking cheese. Yeah. Fucking Take it, bruv. Take it. We'll decide step 40 mil. You know, we sold Norgard on the cheap. We sold Trossard on the cheap. Yeah. Trossard contributed.
We're losing money on all these guys. That's the thing that baffles me when people are like, "Oh, what is going on here?" and everything else. Listen, am I happy that we got the Bruno Guimaraes deal over the line? Yeah, and I'm happy that Berta was able to get what they were asking for the amount of money down as well. But fuck, something's got to give as far as starting to get rid of these players with these crazy wages.
And it's taking way too long, man. It's taking way too long. But again, like what I said earlier, Gianni, it's that fucking garlic breath. Garlic bread, motherfucker. Get rid of that cunt. 2 now. Not right here, right now. Get rid of him 2 now, because he's the same motherfucker, yeah? The same motherfucker, right? That was next to Edu, bruv, in that All for Nothing fucking documentary talking about, Aubameyang's 30 years old, yeah? 1 year left on his contract. We can't get any money for him. Bullshit. That means you don't know what the fuck you're doing. If that was you, Gianni, if that was me, even Quadri, yeah, respectfully, yeah, if that was any of us 3, right, in that fucking room at the time, talking about, we can't sell Aubameyang, I'll be like, hold on a minute, yeah. If you're telling me we can't get even 10 mil for Aubameyang, joint top scorer and all that shit, you're out of your fucking mind.
Bro, we're the only team that never made money on Aubameyang. Marseille have sold him for money. Barcelona sold him to Chelsea for money. We're the only one that didn't make money.
Even Chelsea made money. They made less out of all of them, but they still made a little bit of money.
Chelsea made money on him, and that, if you ask me, that was his worst fucking time, was at fucking Chelsea.
Yeah.
You know? The thing with Aubameyang, again, this is what I mean. You look at the amount of money back to back that we took losses on players. You look at the situation. You look at the situation. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane with all this. But you know, the amount of losses that we have taken on players overall is absolutely crazy. 60 million Aubameyang, nearly 80 million on Nicolas Pepe. Zinchenko was a lost cause.
50 mil for Laka, bro. 50 mil for Lacazette as well.
Yeah, we didn't make no money on him either.
Yeah, went back to Leon, bruv. And I think Leon got a little bit for him as well. So it's like, this is what we're dealing with, bruv. We're dealing with incompetent scumbags, bruv. And I believe they're doing it by design, which is why I'm on the board's neck, which includes, and I can't believe I almost forgot about that fucking prick as well. Garlic, yeah, needs to be out that fucking door. You know, I gave him a little bit of a blight because he was there next to Andrea Berta, yeah? But this summer, he can go, bruv. And if this carries on, Andrea Berta, Michele need to walk, bruv. I wouldn't blame them if they walked. If this shit is carrying on, yeah? Let's say we don't win anything this up-and-coming season, yeah? Which wouldn't be the furthest far-fetched thing ever, yeah? I expect them both to walk at the end of the season. At the end of this up-and-coming season, if it's the same old shit, I expect them to walk, bruv. I would hate to see them go, but at the same time, it's just like, these motherfuckers at board level need to be exposed. The Garlics need to be exposed. The rest of the cartel board that David Dean was talking about need to go. The Cronkies need to fix up. We know they're not going to sell, not unless there's a ridiculous offer, but you know, no one's going to come in for Arsenal anytime soon. We know this. Enoch weren't doing shit. So it's just like, we're stuck with the Cronkies, but the problem is, again, it's just like they hired Garlic, you know, they allowed Berta to come in and all that, you know, Berta brought Michele in, okay, cool. But Berta got rid of half of the cartel board. Where's the rest of them, bro?
Yep.
The rest of them need to fucking go, along with Garlic now, because it's clear that when they promote, like, bear this in mind, right? Just on a quick one, yeah? We had fucking Vinay. Agent Vinay, yeah, nearly got Tottenham relegated, bruv. Relegated. Yeah, they won the Europa League in his first season, whatever. It is what it is. United, what is it? Tottenham Reds, yeah, doing a generational stinker, bruv. It is what it is, yeah? But then the following season, this up-and-coming season now, yeah, you see what Tottenham have done, right? You know, and I'm sure Vinay must have had at least a little something to do with that. We went from Vinay, bruv, yeah, to fucking Garlic as CEO, bro. Why are we recruiting these dog shit CEOs, bro? Say what you want about Ivan Gazidis. Ivan Gazidis was never this bad. He was fucking bad, but he was never this fucking bad. He weren't as bad as Vinay, and he weren't as bad as Garlic, bruv. Because at least under Gazidis, yes, we were still selling players dirt cheap, but it wasn't this fucking shit show where like it was like we were ripping up bare contracts and selling players on the cheap. It was like either one or the other. So we weren't ripping up contracts towards the end of Gazidis, but we were still selling players on the cheap, which we were doing for the longest anyway. Then we bought Edu in. We start ripping up bare contracts because he fucked about in the transfer market, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Then Richard Garlick came in as mini technical director, yeah? He leaves that post because we bring Andrea Berta in. Now he's fucking CEO, doing the contracts and all that shit. We don't even have a chief. Ever since Dick Law, and Dick Law was fucking useless, especially towards the end, right? We got rid of Dick Law, way overdue, and now we got fucking Garlic Bread doing all the fucking negotiations at the club. Like what is going on? Like what? Why are we going? Like if Michele wants Solis, for argument's sake, yeah, if that's the case, cool, innit? But what justifies him being on 90 grand a week when he was at 30? If he really wanted to come to Arsenal that bad, stay on the same wage, bruv. Or go from 30k or 33k pounds specifically, yeah, to go to 35k. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe even 40k. But again, because of our wage structure, him and or his agent are looking at it, well, if he's on this and he's on that and this player's on that and whatever, yeah, I want to be on this at the very, very least. And best believe they're trying to go for the maximum. They're trying to get to them 6 figures. Scrubs are going for 6 figures, bruv.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why we get Garnacho, we're fucked. I'm doing Napoli reactions and content and all that shit. We'll do the collabs, Gianni, whenever you can. And if not, I'll do my thing. And then whenever you're around, we'll do that for the rest of the year. I'll be more than happy to do that.
Well, I'm going to start doing Napoli watch-alongs for all the Napoli this year. I will be starting to do that this year.
Nice.
We're going to need to figure something out because there's a lot of shit to get to. We will get to Napoli later on because there's a lot of crap to figure out with this whole.
Are you confident going into the new Serie A season with Allegri by any chance?
No, not even close. I'm not confident right now. I'm not confident for a number of reasons with Napoli, but I guess we can get into the Napoli situation. I'm not confident for several reasons. One of which, we couldn't get rid of Romelu Lukaku. The whole reason why Mohamed Salah went to Trabzonspor was because we couldn't figure out a way to get Lukaku there before they signed Mohamed Salah, because that's where Lukaku was supposed to go. Now there's talk that Romelu Lukaku could be going to Atlanta United and in the MLS. And we got to figure out what we need to do with Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne and him both need to go. We need to find somebody who's dumb enough that's going to take on Politano's wages because his wages are fucking criminal. He needs to go. And we need to get rid of Allegri. I mean, right now, Napoli is supposed to sign the Ceballos kid from Boca Juniors. He's a young Argentinian winger that looks really, really promising. He gives me a lot of Ezekiel Lavezzi vibes, if I'm being quite honest. He's definitely somebody we need. There's talk that we're going to get rid of Noah Long, which makes no fucking sense because you're going to need some depth when it comes to the wing position. It was confirmed yesterday. It was confirmed that we sold Miguel Gutierrez to Bayer Leverkusen for 30 million because
he's a good left back as well. I'm annoyed that we got rid of him. I'm not going to lie.
I am too. And again, it's Conte's fault.
And I wanted him at Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
But I was like, he's at Napoli. Cool. Do you know what I'm saying? I was like, if he's at Napoli, cool, innit? If he's not at Arsenal and he's at Napoli, that's fine.
They just sold him. They just sold him, which is stupid. So now we're putting our faith in a 33-year-old Spinazzola at the left back position, which I'm not happy about. And we still don't know what the situation is defensively. You know, there was talk that we were going to sell Rafa Marin to Villarreal to get some money back for the investment that we made on him. We haven't made that move yet. There's talk, you know, there's been rumors that Noah Long is going to go to Ajax, which I'm not happy to hear about that bullshit because I don't think he should be the one getting forced out if I'm being completely.
He'll ball out at Ajax as well. As shit as Ajax have been, he'll ball out.
He'll ball out. But again, that's the thing is like he shouldn't be the one that we should be getting rid of him, in my honest opinion. So
yeah, Politano, and then you still got Trashmas Hoyland. We still got Trashmas Hoyland there.
It's not only Trashmas Hoyland. It's also the fact of the matter is that we just can't get. Jesper Lindstrom was supposed to go. His deal fell through, so now we can't get rid of him. We lost out on the young Argentinian kid to Fiorentina from Real Madrid, that Franco Mastuano. We were supposed to get him. He's gone to Fiorentina now because we fucked up our finances to where we don't know what the hell that we're doing. Lorenzo Luca got hurt. Looks like a serious knee injury in training, so we won't be able to get rid of his bum ass for a loan or anything else. So it's a whole situation right now with Napoli. That's why I'm not confident. I'll be very honest with you. Going into the season as it stands right now, I would be shocked if Napoli finished top 4. I would be very shocked if we finished top 4 with the way things are going about. Kevin De Bruyne ain't worth a fuck. I don't respect Kevin De Bruyne anymore either, because you didn't have the balls to come out and talk shit towards Conte to say play better football while he was here. But as soon as the guy leaves, then you want to talk shit. First of all, your Belgian ass would have got the shit kicked out of you by fucking Conte if you thought you were going to fucking talk crazy to Conte. But that also shows me that you got no fucking balls, because that's what needed to be said when we were playing Conte's bullshit 3-4-3 sideways useless football. That's what the problem was. Again, this idiot Conte, like what Nasser was saying about Gutierrez. Gutierrez is a very good left back. He was one of the best one of the guys that was a part of that show that Girona was putting on. Him and Savio was the whole left wing, was the whole left side of that team that was playing really well for Girona. He's trying to play him as an inverted wing back. Like, I've never even seen this shit before. So that's the thing, is that Conte screwed us financially. Now you got Allegri coming in, which there's no signs saying that we're going to try to even play any forward-thinking football again. Everything is pointing towards playing defense again. And it's like, dude, you got these other teams stepping up. Atalanta, I think, is going to finish top 3 this year with Sarri unless they completely implode. Atalanta looks very good this year coming into this season.
Oh, they're definitely making top 3, Gianni. With Sarri and how he plays, we know how great he is.
And they kept Ederson.
With us and because Man United were meant to get Ederson.
Yeah. So,
and if we didn't get Bruno G over the line, I would have just been like, well, if you're not going to go for Nico Barella, as you've mentioned before, we've talked about this, go for Ederson. If we don't go for Nico Barella, go for Ederson. We got Bruno G over the line. It is what it is. But even when it comes to the left wingers, there's far better left wingers than fucking Nico Williams, Rafa Leao, Garnachas. I'm not even. Yeah, or Rashford, Garnachas, Kittens, whatever the fuck his name is, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And I mean, we'll never get Brennan Johnson because of the Tottenham connection. But again, stranger things have happened, didn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? Tottenham managed to get money for his ass.
I'm not a fan of that Brennan Johnson, if I'm being
honest. I'm not either. That's why I'm putting him in that conversation.
See, I would, you know who I would take? I would take that. I would take Sarr from Crystal Palace, or I would take that Jeremy Pino from Crystal Palace.
Do you know who I would also take?
I'll take Iliman Ndiaye from Everton as well.
Yeah, Ndiaye. You just took the words out of my mouth. I would take Ndiaye from Everton. If we're not getting... No, it's cool. If
Nico Williams got one assist, bro. Nico Williams got one assist. He was dog shit for Bilbao.
He tried to tackle himself when he could have been one-on-one with the keeper as well. He tried to tackle himself.
In the final when he was trying to chop it. He couldn't even chop it. Chopping for a winger, if you're meant to be
CR7,
chopping inside, is one of the basic moves now. It's the standard now. Go to. Whereas before, with Zizou, Ronaldinho's done it, and obviously Cristiano made it a thing, innit? I know there's other players that have done it before, but now it's the standard, bruv. It's not this unique kind of skill move that it was back in the day, even before the primetime FIFA days, like 07 and 06. You know what I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm talking about, bro. Them kind of fucking days. It's not even that. Yeah, it's not even that, bro. It's not even that. When you're through on goal against an Argentina team that had no intent of attacking, bro. It was Leo Messi, inshallah, bro. That's all they were doing. That's all they were fucking doing, yeah? And you
Zero
couldn't even
shots, by
chop
the
it
way.
to make
No
it
shot,
2-0.
no target, no nothing.
Spain should have battered them
Basically
4 or
penalty shootout.
5-0, bro.
Yeah.
Spain should have battered them 4 or 5-0 with the chances they had. Marino had a chance to score. He had a chance to score in that final. Didn't do it. Nico Williams did put the ball in the net, but to be honest, that goal
Nico
should have
Williams
stood.
got the assist. It was Torres that put it in the net.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the goal that got disallowed. He
Oh,
actually got the final touch. That goal should have stood, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take
should've.
away
It
from
should've.
how piss poor that he's been and that he is. He's not good enough. And he's on super high wages, like Rashford. Why?
Yeah.
Look, I know we're not going to get a Conceição, but that would be my number one pick, innit? Because that fucking complete ass bum, Martinez, bruv, Men in Black merchant and all of that shit, yeah?
He's
Cha-ching and that. Like, you know, decided to play Pedro Neto over him. Do you know what I'm saying? Pedro Neto ain't done shit, bruv. I know Guns racing, but Pedro Neto ain't been doing shit.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's the other one that becomes the Chelsea reject that comes to Arsenal. Because from what my understanding with the whole Pedro Neto situation, it's all going to come down to who Tottenham decides to go after. If they're going to go after Savio or if they're going to go get Pedro Neto. If they go get Savio, I wouldn't be shocked if Pedro Neto's our next left winger added to this team for next season.
Well, if we get Pedro Neto, yeah, that means we don't get Garnachas or Gittins.
I'll take that because Neto's better than the both of them.
Only because, I'd take Pedro Neto over both of them. If we do our money laundering FC, yeah, washing the books and all of that crap, yeah, I'll take it, innit? If we're going down that route, it's a lesser of 2-3 evils, whatever. But at the same time, it's like I don't trust this football club, bro. I don't trust garlic bread. I don't trust fucking Arteta.
He's had a couple of injuries here and there, Matteo, but nothing like super major. Not that I can recollect. But the reason why I would take Neto is more of a creator that you just want to cross the ball into the box. But yeah, he's had some injuries. Listen, for me, outside of Njai, there's not that many Premier League wingers that I would be looking at if I'm being quite honest with you. I'm going outside.
Him and Saar.
Yeah, him and Saar. I would look at Jeremy Pino. I would look at Jeremy Pino if I'm being quite honest with you. But I'm looking outside of England for wingers if I'm being quite honest with you.
100%.
Yes, they didn't have the best showing as far as with Turkey, but Betis Yilmaz has been a very important part of Galatasaray winning all these titles recently in Turkey. I would be willing to pay, 25, 30 million euros for a Betis Yilmaz, and he comes in and he's fighting with everybody on the roster because he can play both sides. I would look at other guys as well. See, here's the thing, Javi. Everyone's saying get Nusa from Norway, but nobody from RB Leipzig pans out. 2 out of however many players come from RB Leipzig has panned out. The only 2 that have been any good from Leipzig is Olmo and Szoboszlai. So I'm not getting too giddy about that Nusa kid. Again, he just comes off to me like another World Cup situation of James Rodriguez. So I'm not, and listen, I love me some James Rodriguez, but inconsistent, and I'm not buying Nusa just yet from that. I want to see him at a different club before I worry about it. That's why I say for me, the number one target if I'm staying in the Premier League should be Njai. If we're going to go down this route for Arsenal.
Would you guys take Doku?
Huh?
Would you guys take Doku at Arsenal?
No. If you're going to go to Manchester City for a winger and you got all this money to go after Vinny, then go spend the money and go get fucking Cherokee.
Yeah.
Cherokee is number one. If you're going to go the City route, go get Cherokee.
Yeah, like
he's instantaneously what's his face Gibraltar guard replacement. Because for me, I see him more as a 10 than a right winger. But he can play both, innit? But I see him more as like
but
10.
see, here's the thing. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to Eze. That's the whole reason why I'm leaving Eze in that whole situation. See, like for me, Nusa, I'm not buying nothing from RB Leipzig. I'm just not. You want to talk about another money laundering club? That's all that is. You know, the only two players that have panned out again is Danny Olmo and Szoboszlai. You know, Sabitzer was all right for Manchester United, you know, and then he went to freaking Bayern, and it was what it was. You know, maybe the only other person you can argue to come out of there that's decent is Limer, but again, he's been injury prone at times and inconsistent. So again, it's not something that I'm going to just fall over myself to go back to RB Leipzig. You know, my whole thing is, if I'm looking for wingers at this point, like Nat said, I'm looking at Conceição.
Definitely.
You could get for 45 to 50 million and Conceição is better than Nusa. You know, Yildiz is another player that I would avoid. 100 million for Yildiz. The guy didn't show up when he was asked to for fucking Turkey, and he didn't show up for Juventus when he was asked to keep him in Champions League. So
the biggest flops of the World Cup, hands down. They were the biggest flops.
Well, see, here's the thing: that Turkey was one of the biggest flops, but the reason why I would still bring up the likes of like Betis Yilmaz is Betis Yilmaz has consistently performed, and he's been winning trophies with Galatasaray. It's not like Yildiz, where Yildiz has had 2 good years at Juventus, but Juventus overall is still dog shit. And when it came time for him to step into the light and into the moment to carry them the way he needs to at times in order to get through, he failed. And I don't need that at Arsenal right now for trying to go on and win. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I'm saying that it's not a situation for me to do that. Now, I would look at like Alberto Molero from Villarreal is a very good player. If Rodrigo comes back from injury and looks good, I would take a stab at Rodrigo again. You know, because we don't know what the situation is going to be with him. Now, I'm not taking Rodrigo right away because he had an ACL injury, and I want to see what he looks like come the end of it. But if this Diamande deal gets over the line, I would look at it.
I would take Rodrigo now, bro. You know my thoughts, Johnny. I would take him here, right now, tonight. Even with that, we've had an history of signing injured players anyway. And if that means we don't get Garnachas, we don't get Gittins, even Pedro Neto, who's better than both of them by country mile by default, Brennan Johnson, all of them fucking scrubs, yeah? Rafael Leao, who's Mr. Inconsistent in the world, especially on the wing, on the left wing in particular. I'm taking Rodrigo because he can play both sides. He can play the false 9 because he's that fucking good. If you really wanted him to, you know, instead of a Gyökeres in certain games, you know, with how Arteta wants to play, he can do the lot, bruv. And let's be honest, as great as Vinny can be on his day, yeah, Rodrigo as an all-round footballer is better. It's just Vinny, he's more of a match winner and he'll turn up in certain situations when you need him to. Whereas Rodrigo isn't as consistent, but he's got more ability. And for me, like in this day and age, I put ability above pretty much damn near anything, unless you're that much of a game winner, game changer. Do you know what I'm saying? A match winner. In terms of like Champions League with Vinny, that's why I want Vinny in it. But I know, like, if it was down to me, I'd rather go Conceição. But if you want to go for Vinny, just go for Vinny. And he'll put Arteta in his place as well. Because if Arteta starts doing foolishness with style of play or picking certain players and all that, like, Vinny will be on it.
You know who else I would look at for a backup? I would go to Bologna and potentially look at Riccardo Orsolini. Because he's been
Orsolini.
Orsolini, especially because he's more of a he's that left-footed right winger, like how you have with what's it called? He can play both sides, and he's a goal scorer and a creator. He's been consistent with Bologna, and if you look at it, he was a major part of helping Bologna get their Coppa Italia over the line. So I would look at like him. Suj is funny. He loves him some Serge Gnabry. That Malik Fofana at Lyon looks good. I would look at him too for a potential long term. For potential long term, in my personal opinion. So I agree with you on that with Malik Fofana. Vinny is a big game player. That is true. Gianni, you reckon Orsolini will be chosen and ball out under Mancini? Probably. Probably. I see that. I see that happening because again, it's already been with the interviews from what Allegri and Mancini have been saying that they are not going to allow certain players to get onto the team just cause it's got to be by merit again. So I would think that Orsolini would get a look, especially you consider in Italy at right wing. There's not really anybody better than Orsolini outside of Domenico Berardi, but Berardi's getting old. So I would think Orsolini would be the guy to look at. Vinny's a big game player until fans get in his head. Then he starts ranting and losing his mind, plays shit after that. See, I agree with you to a certain I agree with you to a certain degree on that, Javi. I do agree with that, especially the last 2 seasons. But I think the seasons prior, when Mbappe wasn't there and it didn't turn into a fiasco show with Mbappe and Vinny there, Vinny really still kept his head down and took care of business and shit, because that's why they got those 2 doubles in 3 years. But recently, I 100% agree with you. Vinny has been doing a lot of wild ass shit with that. That Segir from Leverkusen is a baller, Toronto Gooner. That's a shout. That is definitely a shout. He is a baller. But again, I'm at the point right now with Arsenal in the position they're in. I don't want to keep taking chances on youth like that, if I'm being quite honest with you. I would like to take, if I'm going to take a chance on a player that's younger, I want a player that's younger that's already established. That's kind of why, like with Njai, he's not as younger because I think he's turning 26 this year, but Njai, could come in and definitely put in some serviceable minutes. Conceição is only 24. I would definitely take Conceição because you got a long road ahead with him. Again, Orsolini's 28, but he's a seasoned veteran that adds to the overall background that you have, to why I'm looking at these type of guys like that. If it ain't England or Italy next Euro World Cup, don't talk to me. Mateo's classic. Big up Martin Tapp every single time. Big up Gianni in Dublin. Just watch a load of Arsenal preseason crap. Yeah, it was a rough showing today. It was a rough showing. And Berardi is pushing 30 already. He's already past 30, Mateo, but that's my point. I think Orsolini should be given that right-hand side.
What do you think of this Politano situation? Obviously, you don't rate him that highly. I know that you believe that he's a scrub, but do you see him being in the Italy team with Mancini now getting in charge?
No, not at all. Not at all. The only reason why Politano made the national team was because Gattuso loves him. Because Politano's best season of his career was Gattuso's his only full season with Napoli. And even then, his best season post his time at Sassuolo when it was with Napoli was like 8 goals and 3 assists. So it's not even lighting anything up for a winger if you're going to be competing for a title. So that's why for me it's like, and if I'm being honest with you, Chucky Lozano was better than Politano the entire time he was here. Lozano was way better than Politano, way better.
And then Lozano went to fucking, what was it? He went to PSV. He actually did well.
He went back to Holland, because he was that's where we got him from.
Yeah. Like, it's much better player.
Man, Gianni, I love and support England, but I love Italy, and I think they're my second team. All good, man. What do you think of Mancini being the head coach of Italy? Listen, he's the most qualified guy for the job. This bullshit about Conte. If we hire Conte again, we're going right back down to the nonsense of the defensive bullshit that has prevented us from getting to the World Cup on 2 different occasions. So Conte is not the guy to do it. And I'll be honest with you, it's nobody else's fault for Conte being in the position that he is in a manager. Conte basically at this point is waiting to get the AC Milan call once Ruben Amorim fucks everything up over there to try to complete the trifecta of winning a Scudetto with each of the big 3. That's about it. Because Conte is not going to get called on from any other big club unless he decides to play with a backline of 4, which for some reason he played with a backline of 4 with Napoli 2 years ago when we won the Scudetto. He tried playing 3-4-3. It didn't work. And won with the back line of 4, but magically changed everything and fucked everything up. So Conte wasn't the guy. Pirlo, the problem with Pirlo is this. Pirlo's whole game plan when he was the coach of Juventus was pass to Cristiano Ronaldo and let him score. Any fucking coach can think of that. But beyond that, it's this. We're talking about the integrity of the game and the integrity of a sport when right now sports gambling is being pushed onto everybody in this day and age. I don't understand where nobody doesn't see the problem that a manager has ties to a betting firm. I don't understand how nobody can put 2 and 2 together when they see how fucking stupid that sounds.
And especially a Russian one as well. Yeah, the fact that
not only that it's a Russian one, but if you go down the politics route, the only 2 countries in the political realm that hate Russia more than Italy is France and England. That's it.
England for damn sure. We were fighting them. They were dressing up in England shirts to beat us up, bruv, in a Euro 2016 in France, bruv. Euro 16. That's how much they fucking hate us, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it's definitely not changed. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at the situation, like when people are like, oh, this whole thing and blah, 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 it doesn't make any sense why Pirlo was even given the opportunity. And to be honest with you, it's dishonest of Pirlo to not be forthcoming with that type of shit, especially when you consider the landscape of the politics in Italy. When you look at the feeling towards Russia, you know, that's why it doesn't make any sense as far as all that nonsense. Then you take into consideration, you know, the problem that I had with Maldini is why are you just packing up and leaving right afterwards if you want to be a part of this so-called rebuild of the Italian Federation and how we operate? You know, again, I'm sorry, brother.
It looks weak, man. It
does look weak.
Paolo Maldini is one of the greatest players to kick ball, period. Along with like Baresi and all of that, RIP and all of that shit.
Yeah,
RIP
Franco Baresi.
So Franco Baresi, but yeah.
Did you see real quick? Bro. Did you see any of the videos of his funeral?
Not the funeral. I saw the tribute. I saw the tribute.
Damn near all the living legends of AC Milan that we love from the 80s all the way up to the early 2000s were in attendance for that funeral. That might have been the most star-studded fucking football funeral I've ever seen in my life. Rijkaard was there. Huyet was there, I believe. Marco van Basten, Paolo Maldini, all the defenders that were there. I think even Marcel Desailly was there at the frickin' funeral. The amount of talent that was there was absolutely unfucking believable. That was there. Just to remind everybody the greatness of AC Milan at that time. Seedorf was there. You know, it was unbelievable. But you know, to get back to Maldini, it looks weak. It looks weak. That
hella weak, man.
That it almost damn near looks as if you were in on the politics again. Your homeboy Andrea Pirlo is being given the opportunity to be the fucking, you know, the manager. But he's tied to betting. How many betting scandals have we already dealt with in Italy? Why are we putting ourselves back in this situation again? It's stupid, you know? And if we're being honest, Mancini is the most qualified for the job. Yes, Conte has more trophies as far as Scudettes and stuff, and I hear all that. Cool, congratulations. Mancini's the only one that can prove himself that if he plays open attacking football, Italy can win. He's the only one that's been able to do it recently. That's why I don't understand why he's not the one getting the job. But once again, the reason why so many people are fucking talking crazy about Mancini being the manager is because they don't like the fact that Mancini doesn't give a rat's ass and won't bow down to the politics. That's really what it is at the end of the day. Big up
the grease balls mad. Do you know what I'm saying? They'll get the grease balls mad and all of that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? The knuckleheads, isn't it? Like, it's what it is.
Big up Paris Mandem.
Big up Paris Mandem and Black Crow, bro. Will ones.
Paris Mandem, comment ça va, monsieur? Comment ça va? I'm waiting on the Nico Williams league. I don't want no Nico Williams at this club either. No. I'm not a fan of him. Kwaja, who would you be looking at as far as wingers? Like, obviously with the Vinny Jr. situation going down the way that it is. I think you know, I don't want Nico Williams. I for damn sure don't want no fucking Marcus Rashford on the team. How do you feel about this whole winger position right now?
It's likely that Vinny's going to get a new contract it's more likely that Vinny's going to get a new contract than coming to Arsenal, because I don't think we're getting Vinny. I mean, this all personal terms agreed is all crap in it. I mean, let's be real. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, the player doesn't hold the shirt of Arsenal. And let's be real, I don't think Vinny's coming to Arsenal. I feel like if we don't get Vinny, which is, I wouldn't be surprised, because I don't think we are. I mean, this is not an excuse. We were never going to get Vinny. It would have been the dream. We all dreamed that we could get Vinny, but I don't think it's happening. I just probably get Ismail Assar, Iliman Ndiaye. I don't want to see Nico Williams. I don't want to see Jadon Sancho anywhere near this team. I don't want to see that bum Sancho anywhere near this team. You can't even get called up to the England squad. Let's be real. I don't want to see Nico Williams. I don't want to see him there. Antonio Nusa's good, but I'll give him time. I give him time to develop. I don't know if we're going to get Barcola. You might as well just go and hijack Liverpool from Barcola. I mean, that's the only thing we can get. I'd probably just say Iliman Ndiaye or Ismail Assar, because I just feel like the wingers in the market is not that great. I mean, Rashford is a good player, but 350k a week for him, I wouldn't even pay him 350k a week. I mean, we got Saka on 300k a week, but I don't want to. The Messi of mad wikis.
Hey, Javi's funny as hell saying that Nico Williams is the Messi of Maduekes. That is funny.
He is the Spanish mad wiki, though. Let's be real. He has no header. I mean, his brother's better than him. We might as well just go and get his brother instead of
Yeah, but
Nico.
his brother, isn't his brother like 32, turning 33 this year? That's the only thing.
It doesn't even represent Spain anymore. It's like Ghana, isn't it?
We should have signed Iñaki Williams back in the day.
Oh yeah. When his profile was like a lot bigger and all that. But to echo what Quadra's saying, like if Frank Lampard, didn't have a hard on for fucking not Madueke, fucking well probably done, but fucking Mudryk, innit? Mudryk, because there's talks that Mudryk's gonna go to Coventry. You know, so even though I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta still wants Mudryk, because he wanted
him on a loan.
I have no idea. I think the only reason why we don't sign Mudryk, even if Arteta still does want him, is because of the controversy. And Arteta's not going to risk his job over a shit signing. If a shit signing doesn't work out and we overpay like we do, overinflate the wages, like it is what it is. But a Mudryk, after getting done, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey, and Chelsea, man, they thought they moved past the fucking Adrian Mutu. At least Adrian Mutu was a fucking baller. Do you know what I'm saying? But he couldn't get off the sauce. Do you know what I'm saying? He couldn't get off that fucking sauce.
It's so now it amazes me how Chelsea can sell a player who's been FIFA jailed for 2 years.
There you go.
I'll be honest with you. I never understood the hype around that guy. Never understood the hype around that guy. All he is fast.
We dodged him. We got Trossard. That was the best thing we did.
Look, we love a Ukrainian. Do you know what I'm saying? We love a Ukrainian. We love doing them politics as well. Like, believe it or not, Arsenal is
see that
Arsenal is more political than people think.
100%. Dude, they got rid of fucking Ozil because of politics. Let's be honest here.
And when Andre Sharvin's birthday, like I know it's like nitpicking and semantics or whatever, but they'll send Kieran Gibbs a happy birthday. They'll send Francis Coquelin and certain other players a happy birthday. Yeah, multiple nationalities, you know, ex-players and all that shit. Yep. But with Andre Sharvin, because he's Russian, oh no, we can't do that. Exactly. We can't do that. And Andre Sharvin did way more for our football club than fucking Zinchenko did, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Zinchenko was out the door before we won the league. Let that sink in, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because you know who I was gonna say, and that's exactly the reason why. That's exactly the reason why I didn't say his name. But do you know that Golovin at Monaco, the Russian winger? That dude's a baller. I would take him at Arsenal in a fucking heartbeat.
It's way better than Odegaard.
It's the politics. Politics.
What people think of Odegaard, that's Golovkin, isn't it? On a basic level. And I'm talking standard baller. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not even the best baller, but he has the fundamentals.
No, he's got fundamentals. He's a good player.
Everything that Odegaard, that they talk up with Gibraltar guard, Golovin has that in abundance, bro. Yeah. He'll do the basic shit. He'll do the necessary shit to an exceptional level. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone that does the basics extremely well. Like you got the likes of Kaká, obviously, that took it to another level, innit? And you had the speed and the strength, and obviously 6'1" and that. But what Golovkin has, Golovkin's like, I don't think he's that much taller than Odegaard, but he's stronger and he's better on the ball as well.
His first touch is phenomenal. His first touch is phenomenal.
Odegaard doesn't even have a first touch. He just spins around like a circle. Like, let's be real.
Exactly.
He's just this fridge in midfield.
That's why it's funny when people say, "Oh, I can't believe we can't get 80 million for Odegaard or 60 million for Odegaard." It's like, who the fuck is going to pay for that much money with him? He sucks.
I mean, if we get 20 million, just take him. I don't care. Just get him out the club. That'd be perfect. I don't care whatever wage he's on. If someone wants Odegaard for, I don't know, 10 million or 15 or maybe 30 million, just take him, please. Isn't it true that our highest sellers, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, for 35 million?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Our last major sales are Oxlade-Chamberlain, Smith Rowe, Balogun, and I'm forgetting who number 4 is.
Iwobi was like 40 mil. Oxlade-Chamberlain was basically 40 mil total because he met the add-ons. If he didn't meet the add-ons, it would be Iwobi actually, which is even worse. But they were both under Sinelli. Like I mentioned before, say what you want about Sinelli. In my personal opinion, and this is just my personal opinion, that's the live and directing in full effect, baby. Do you know what I'm saying? I think the club pushed Sinelli out deliberately, bruv. Because he was showing them up. He was showing them up, bruv, when it comes to selling players and how to run a football club. Because you saw what he did at Barca, innit? He brought Neymar in. Yep. Say what you want about Neymar. He brought him in. Didn't he bring Luis Suarez in? He brought Rakitic in.
He definitely brought
and all these other players. Yeah. All these other ballers that he brought in. Do you know what I'm saying? He was running that club proper, innit? He came to Arsenal and we were in a shit show, not like we are now, when it comes to the PSR shit, but we were in major shit, yeah? And he got us out of it for a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Europa League final and that under Unai Emery. But again, he wasn't backed. Now imagine if he was backed anywhere near even half or a quarter what we've given to Arteta, yeah? We would have won in Europe, probably would have won a Premier League. It might have been Unai Emery's first league title. Well, other than PSG, of course, it would have been his second league title, basically. Do you know what I'm saying? It's funny how these things work out. Do you know what I'm saying? FA Cup possibly, because, with the FA Cup Kings and all that shit. Maybe a League Cup as well, first time in 30 plus years. We're still waiting for that, Arteta. Bro, we're still waiting for that shit.
Listen, we'll see. That's my with Bruno Guimaraes being signed. I am in full expectancy now. He has to go back to back. When you look at the rest of the landscape of the league right now, he has to go back to back. I'm still not a believer in Chelsea. I'll be quite honest with you. I think
they've got a transfer ban as well. I think they've got a transfer ban.
It's suspended. It's suspended. It's not guaranteed to happen. The transfer ban. This transfer ban is fucking weird on how this is. It's a suspended sentence right now for Chelsea. Basically, have to keep moving guys around and getting cash in for players. And if they meet like a threshold, they're going to be able to block the transfer ban at the end of the day. So it's a whole situation with that. Chelsea, for me, I'm still not convinced that their defense, and I'm not convinced that Palestra is going to hit the ground running. Is not going to hit the ground running the way they hope it is. So the thing for me is that when you look at the situation at hand, Manchester City all comes down to Rodri. If Rodri leaves, Manchester City has no chance in hell of winning this league unless we just get injury prone and we throw the fucking league away. I haven't even done enough research right now on Rodri to see what his situation is. But the last I saw, there was a possibility of him going to Real Madrid. But
Man United ain't done enough. Tillemans is a great signing, but
Man United's going to get bitch slapped. Man United's going to get bitch slapped into reality on what it's going to be like to play in Europe this year. I'm not convinced by them either. I'll be honest.
I think Liverpool will struggle a little bit here and there as well.
I think Liverpool. I'll be honest with you. As of right now, I got us, City, Chelsea, and us, City, Chelsea, and I have Liverpool by default only because of the fact that majority of that team knows what it takes to play in Europe and through a full Premier League season. It's the only reason why I have them in there.
Yeah, Villa will miss out. You know,
They
Tottenham,
need to make some signings.
Yeah,
You don't think United will get top 4? You don't think United will get top 4?
No,
they'll struggle.
With Carrick,
Charlie,
you think Carrick will get sacked?
Because
Do you think
the
Carrick will
question.
get sacked?
I don't think Carrick will get. No, I think if Manchester United don't make top 4, they should not sack Carrick. The only way they sack Carrick is if Carrick falls to like 8th and doesn't come away with the cup. That's the only way. The problem is you're going to have to go through growing pains. That team is not used to playing in Europe. Cunha's played for Wolverhamptons. He's played barely any fucking Europe. And Emblemo ain't played no damn Europe.
Šeško hasn't even played in
Šeško's dog shit.
Yeah,
Šeško's played in Europe. Šeško's played in Europe with RB Leipzig before.
Cunha played for Atleti. Mateus Cunha played for Atleti, but again, that was time ago.
He played for Atletico Madrid, but he wasn't even that high up on the pecking order for them. He was still a youngster when he was with them
exactly
in Europe. You know what I mean?
Earlier to the question.
Same thing with Ahmad and Dorgu and all these guys. These guys are not up to that level yet to be used to playing, every 3 days the way it is. So I think Manchester United needs to go out and try to sign one of the best number 6s for them to have a shot at going for top 4, while this is going on. They need a defensive midfielder. If you're telling me you're rolling into this season saying that your double pivot is going to be Yuri Tielemans and fucking Kobe Mainu, you're going to get slaughtered. You're going to get slaughtered.
And then Bruno F.
And then Bruno is the 3. It's not happening, man. It's not happening.
What do you think of Sandro Tonali joining Spurs, and how do you think that will affect Spurs' chances of getting a lot higher up the table?
Spurs to me, I think is going to finish mid-table. I don't think Spurs are going to be challenging for the European spaces as of right now, because when you look at it, you look at the players that they're signing, right? They still don't have an out-and-out striker that's going to do the business for them to be in that conversation. It's Richarlison's not going to fucking do it. I don't care.
He's beyond finished, bro, and he was never really.
I'm not a believer in Spurs.
Solanke ain't it, bro.
Solanke ain't it. Richarlison ain't it. Mateus Fernandez, he needs to do a massive step up if he's going to fucking come to this level that people were trying to hype him up to be, because he's been on back-to-back relegation teams. So I'm not believing in him. So that's number 1. Number 2, Tonali I think would be fine, but I honestly think Tonali's in a better position if you pair him up with Sarr. If Sarr's going to be your more defensive midfielder and Tonali's going to be your box-to-box 8, then I think the midfield of Tottenham gets better. But then it comes back to the same question. How fucking long are you going to be able to have James Maddison for a season, or is he going to be constantly hurt?
And you got Kulusevski, and then you got Kudos as well.
You have no idea when Kulusevski is coming back. I haven't heard a single fucking thing about him.
He's been out for over a year, bro.
Exactly.
He's been out for over a year.
You have no idea.
He can't stay fit. What are we doing here?
On top of that, here's the thing. Kudos is hurt. He's got to come back. Now, knowing De Zerbi the way that I do from seeing him play with Sassuolo, Kudos is going to get put on the right-hand side and play that wannabe version of Berardi, where he's going to be a goal scorer and an assist guy. On the left-hand side, when he had Jeremy Boga was simply there just to dribble and get assists. He scored goals at the time as well, but he's mostly there to dribble and assist. That's the reason why he's looking at either Pedro Neto or Savinho to do that shit on the left-hand side. The problem is he had Gianluca Scamacca as the striker before Scamacca got all of his injuries, because as a youngster, Scamacca was bagging fucking goals. And you also
he's a good player. I've always liked Scamacca. Even that bit where he was at West Ham, he actually did all right. But again, it's just West Ham.
He did okay, and it was also the injuries that he hit. But
that as well. But again, it's just like West Ham. There's a reason why West Ham got relegated, isn't it?
Right. And then look at, he had the big injury at Atalanta, but then comes back in time and helps them win the Europa League with him and Lookman up top. with that team. And then you look at the team, that he had now with Palladino playing the 3-4-3, him, Kristovic, and fucking Raspadori, or him, Raspadori, and Del Cataler, or the other kid, Zaleski, the Polish kid. The combinations that he was playing with those guys, Skamaka looked very good this year. I think he's a decent striker. It's just he doesn't get the opportunities that he should normally be getting. But at the end of the day, I feel as if when you look at the way that De Zerbi's going to want to play, when I look at it, Solanke's not going to be bagging goals like that unless you're serving him on a fucking plate by Kudus and Savio. Solanke's not going to be scoring goals, not the way that he was able to link up. And that's the thing. When you also look at Sassuolo, he had Giacomo Raspadori basically playing secondary striker along with Skamaka so they could feed off of one another. And not only Skamaka, it was the old man, Chich Caputo, that was the other striker who was all pace. And Caputo was actually a decent dribbler of the ball too. These guys ain't scoring at that same rate when you look at what these guys have at Spurs, in my opinion. I don't believe in Solanke or Richarlison. So I think they need to get a new striker. Defensively, I think they should be better. I think Van Heck and Senesi should be better defenders than what they've had, in my honest opinion. But I don't know if there's going to be enough goals. That's why I'm saying at best, best case scenario for Tottenham is they qualify for the Conference League. If they do anything more than that, I'll be shocked.
The thing with Tottenham is like they've got some good players like, the Tonalis and that, but their front line needs to improve. I just feel like their front line just hasn't. I haven't seen them sign a player. I mean, you got scrubs like Tell and all these players. I mean, like Richarlison. That is not enough. I mean, Kudus is a good player, but he's injury prone. And I'm looking at this going, I don't see them threatening. I can't see them being that threatening. I mean,
and they'll leak too many goals as well because
Van
once they
de Ven,
bypass that midfield,
guy.
whether they go out wide or over the top, because all these teams that will play Tottenham, they will want to bypass that midfield, especially with Tonali in there, because we know how top quality Tonali is, and like what you said earlier, Gianni, when he was first being linked and then he made that move, I think Tonali's just tying loose ends, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he's paying off a few debts because he's using Tottenham as a stepping stone, bruv. Because let's be honest, is Tottenham that much better than Newcastle? Outside of winning the Europa League, are they really that much better than Newcastle recently? No.
Well, recently,
not really.
No, but the thing is this though, and this is sad to say, and it's going to come off blasphemous being an Arsenal fan, but I'm also looking at it from the reality. Tottenham have a better chance going forward in the near future of winning a league title than Newcastle does, simply because of PSR. If Newcastle's owners were allowed to properly spend, then Newcastle would be 10 times more likely.
But they do have a great manager. Just very quickly, Johnny.
Matthias Giselle is a very good manager. Yes.
The problem with Tottenham is that if Tottenham do that fucking well, and the main ones will be Tonali and De Zerbi. Let's start with De Zerbi, If Tottenham finish 8th, 7th or 8th, there'll be clubs calling for De Zerbi already. Do you know what I'm saying? And if De Zerbi gets an offer that matches or betters that offer, all they have to do is match it if it's a bigger and better club than where Tottenham are at right now. He's going. If Tonali gets a bigger and better offer, he's going. Especially if they offer him more wages, he'll definitely go, whether it's back to Italy or back wherever.
I fully expect De Zerbi to be at Juventus within the next 2 years.
Stepping stone, bro.
I fully expect De Zerbi to be at Juventus in the next 2 years.
Which is why I'm not worried about Tottenham. I just had to put that out.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not worried about Tottenham because
I see De Zerbi going to either Juventus or Milan. See, what I think is going to end up happening with this is I don't think Pep will go for the Spain job just too quickly. I think he wants to stay in club football. I honestly see Pep Guardiola taking over Inter Milan within the next couple of years because Inter financially is the most stable out of all the Italian teams. They don't have as many issues with finances. Milan has been forced to spend because of the situation that they've done the last 2 years. The last 2 years, they haven't finished in Champions League. They finished 9th, and then they finished, I think it was 5th this year. So Milan can't afford to miss Champions League again. That's why they had to spend on players. Juve is straightening some certain stuff out, but I think the situation is that, like I said, I don't know if Spalletti is going to get them over the line. I think Spalletti is going to be the one who's going to get them to start playing more fluid football, and then they get De Zerbi in to bring them over the line. Listen, if De Zerbi gets Spurs to finish 7th this year, for example, if he gets them to finish 7th and then next year he gets them into 4th, De Zerbi's going to be getting calls from all types of fucking teams.
I think even after this season, if Spurs go from 17th to 7th, I think the calls will already be there. I think that the calls will already be made. Because here's the thing, like with De Zerbi, we saw what he did at Sassuolo. You know, like his bit part with Brighton. Do you know what I'm saying? And bearing in mind, it's fucking Brighton. Then what he did with Marseille, it didn't work out in the end. But look, you got Ethan balling out, bruv. Yeah. You got Ethan fucking balling out for a few months.
Let's also remember, before the whole situation with Russia and Ukraine, he was on par. He was on par to break all the records in the Ukrainian Super League with Shakhtar Donetsk when he was there.
Oh,
as far as winning, I think like before halfway through the season, he was already 18 points clear, and it was already like a record of how far ahead Shakhtar Donetsk was compared to previous seasons. Let's also remember this: De Zerbi's the reason why Mudryk got that big fucking move. De Zerbi had a big part of getting Mudryk that big fucking move.
He raises the valuation, whereas Arteta.
So Zerbi, I agree with you. I think if he got Tottenham into the Europa League, I wouldn't be shocked if Atletico Madrid come knocking for De Zerbi next year. Because supposedly this is the final year of Diego Simeone, I would not be shocked if they went the route for De Zerbi to try to change the way they play football at Atletico Madrid if he got Tottenham to 5th.
And if Julian Alvarez was there, he's still there, rather, he'd definitely ball out under De Zerbi.
Well,
and he'd get a lot more goals as well.
Hey, Atletico Madrid's made some good signings. They got Grimaldo from Bayer Leverkusen.
And
they signed,
which is why Bayer Leverkusen went in for Miguel Gutierrez. That makes a lot. Yeah, that makes.
And they got what's his name? The captain of Sporting Lisbon, Holman.
Holman.
He went there too.
They got Kang In Lee as well.
Hey, he's a baller.
Kang In Lee's a decent player too.
He's a ball. I rate him. Like on the ball, yes, obviously he's got a lot of work to do to get to the top level. Do you know? Not elite, but to be like top tier. Do you know what I'm saying? Like really, really good proper in this area. But the fundamentals as a footballer, I rate him, bruv. I rate him highly. Yeah, and if it wasn't for the personnel at PSG, you would see that in it week in, week out in the champs. You know, the big games in Ligue 1 or, just week in, week out in the French league, like, baller, man. But just very quickly, before you get to that comment, Johnny, like, Pep going to Inter, I could definitely see that. And I think Serie A, the way Pep likes to manage and do things, suits him more now. I think Premier League, La Liga bypassed him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like even the Premier League, like, and City in particular, like, we're not hearing that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Them players were tired of, like, his certain antics, like the way he does certain things. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the league passed him by. I think the thing is with Guardiola is I think it's just the same situation. It just took a longer time for what happened at Bayern Munich with him. I think it's just he burnt himself out over and over again. I don't think it's the league passed him by. I think the thing with Guardiola is Guardiola the last 2 years has outfoxed himself again, just like he's done in the Champions League at different times with Manchester City. But perfect example, just like he did when he moved Gundogan from the number 8 position to the holding 6 against Chelsea and fucked up that Champions League final with that shit. He outfoxed himself the last 2 years. I think that's what's happened. For me, if Pep Guardiola, you can't tell me if Pep Guardiola rocks up at Inter Milan at the end of this season next year, Inter Milan has already taken control of their own destiny of owning the San Siro, which means they're going to straighten their finances out. And you look at the situation of what they could potentially do with sales to build a team for Pep Guardiola, I would be very worried especially as a Napoli fan, about Pep Guardiola going to fucking Inter. AC Milan and Juve don't have the finances yet for Guardiola to go there. I don't see Guardiola going to Juve and AC Milan trying to resurrect the club and dealing with all that bullshit. Not at this point in his career.
He's never done it, bro. Let's be honest. He's never done it. He went from Barcelona B to Barca, one of the best teams to ever grace football, yeah? The 09 and 11, yeah? Like with Xavi and Iniesta, you know, you had Pedro, obviously you got Leo Messi and that. Like, and then Titi was there, and then you had like David Villa. And then you went to fucking Bayern Munich, who had just won a treble under Jupp Heynckes. See, a lot of people sleep on Jupp Heynckes. I don't, bruv.
He's a good man.
Years ago, he won the champs with was it Real Madrid?
Bayern. Well, Real Madrid, he was the first treble. He was the first trouble with Bayern Munich. Was Jupp Heynckes.
Yeah, the first.
That in 2013 was it?
People sleep. Yeah, because I remember watching that final.
That's why. Like, if you ask Zier, shout out to Zier. If you ask Zier, the Bayern Munich fans consider Pep Guardiola more of a failure compared to Jupp Heynckes because he never won the Champions League with Bayern Munich in his time there. That's the whole reason why. Like, you
exactly.
asked
that one season. One season, and then he went to City, got rid of Joe Hart, spent fortunes at the time. I mean, even to this day, he spent damn near 100 mil plus, like for 4 fullbacks, innit? Now we need a couple of fullbacks at Arsenal.
Yeah,
we need at least 1 or 2 for definitely a left back now for Napoli, innit? Because Gutierrez has gone. Yeah, Pep spent fucking 4. Man like Guardiola spent loads on 4 fullbacks, bruv. He spent a lot of money on Claudio Bravo. That fucking failed until he got fucking Edison in. And he was winning back-to-back league titles and all of that. Yeah, Kyle Walker. And then Rodri, one of the best players of this generation, for damn sure, yeah, won in the Champions League, bruv. Went in to had chances. And Mr. Lukaku, do you know what I'm saying? That's still at Napoli, I still can't fucking believe it, yeah? Mr. fucking
Lukaku?
Sitter, bruv. Yeah.
You don't rate him? You don't rate Lukaku? Is he a bad player?
Not like that, but there's a reason why he's called Lukaku, innit? No, I love that. That shit is fucking hilarious. But there's an element of truth to that shit. Like, he's a very 50-50 Lamar settings kind of player, bro.
See,
like, he'll get the goals, but...
Yeah, he'll get goals, but he has to play in a certain way in order for him to be successful.
Yeah.
He is... Honestly, this is going to sound funny. Romelu Lukaku would be absolutely fantastic at Arsenal with the way that we play right now.
Oh yeah, if we're bombing balls in the box, yeah, 100%.
No, when you look at the hold-up play that you ask Gyökeres to do, that's not his game. Lukaku, because of his strength, can do that. As far as
and the Prem experience as well before. Yeah, of course.
If you look at the year that Napoli won the Scudetto, he had 14 goals and 10 assists. But it was because what Conte knew what to do with him, like he did at Inter, was to keep players close to him so that he feeds off of 1-2s. He feeds off of 1-2s into the box where all he has to do is shoot at it. If you got to ask Lukaku to take a touch and then shoot, then he turns to shit. Unless he gets a magic one, you know,
because he thinks he's fucking Drogba. You don't have to take a Drogba. You never did. Like he thinks he's fucking Drogba, bro. Like, I swear.
But that's the thing with Lukaku. He would be okay with Arsenal right now. If you got Lukaku like Inter Milan Lukaku before he went back to Chelsea, he would be ideal for Arsenal because of the way you see Arteta wanting to hold up play and everything and getting into spaces like what happens with Havertz. Except he would be a much better finisher. But again, like Lukaku's best days are Inter Milan Lukaku. Manchester United, he scored goals, but there was never like consistency about him. And he would score some scrappy goals where it was like he happened to just get a touch in the box. You know what I mean? So I'm not the biggest fan of his. Like I'd rate him enough because he got Napoli a Scudetto, but if I'm being honest, it is what it is. Black Crow's hysterical. He goes, Lukaku be playing left wing on
and then playing left wing back. No, fuck left wing back. He'll be playing centre back, bro.
He'll be playing centre back without big. Yeah, exactly.
heading out crosses and shit. Like, like defending corners, set piece.
Where he reminds me of Openda. No, don't disrespect Ethan when
No. Openda is a bum. He's a certified fucking bum. Absolutely.
You know he got. You know he went to Lyon. They sent him. Juventus sent him to Lyon on loan because he was so bad. They got this motherfucker for $30 million. But $30 million for this guy.
They rate scrubs,
fucking million. I swear.
Too many mutants rate these scrubs, man. I'm sick of it, bro.
It's crazy.
Because you can't even Rashford. Now, Rashford done better than Gordon and Madueke combined in the World Cup, regardless. Yeah. But even then, he's had time after time to show what he's made of, and he hasn't done it. He's not even done what Greenwood's done. Greenwood fucked up the base, but Rashford's never had that fucking like level of ability. Do you know what I'm saying? But then, like, you have these Nico Williams, you know, these fucking Brennan Johnsons, these Garnachas, these Gittins and Kittens and all of that bullshit, bro. Like, these mutants rate these fucking scrubs, and I'm just like, why? Exactly. Madueke, the brave little toaster, bro. Like, I want him dashed out of the fucking window, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? With that bandana and La Basura in the fucking bin, bro. I'm tired of it.
Brave little toaster.
Yeah, like, no, this Ronaldinho wannabe ass motherfucker, yeah? Like, fuck him, bruv. I don't care. 150k a week, and you can't control a ball to save your fucking life. Get fucked. Get fucked, yeah? You don't even need to be in shape, Gianni. Neither do I. The weight loss hasn't gone quite as I expected, but look, it is what it is. It is what it fucking is. I can still control the football better than that cunt, bruv. You can put a gun to my head, and I will control the football, yeah? From 5-10 meters up, bruv. I'll make sure I control that motherfucker. Not dead, but I'll make sure I'll stay alive.
This is an interesting.
And all that shit.
This is an interesting question from Black Crow, and actually a really good one. If you guys could bring back one Arsenal legend from any era to retain the league, who would it be?
Dennis Bergkamp. Dash Gibraltar guard in the bit. First and foremost, bruv. First and foremost. Even if he takes the 10 off of Vezza, it's got to be done, innit, bruv? Do you know it's got to be done.
I think I would take Henry.
That's a definite
I think
shout.
I would take.
I hear it. But
you know what? Henry's the easy choice. I'm going to make this interesting. Henry's the easy choice because we need a left winger. I'd take fucking Robert Pires right now.
Oh yeah.
I take Robert Pires right now.
Yeah. That's a shout. That's a shout. Yeah.
Just to make it interesting because the left wing is dire. The left wing is You know what?
Do you know what? Fuck it. Like, as much as I love Dennis Bergkamp and he's the greatest Arsenal player for me, just for what we need right now, as much as I want Gibraltar gun out that fucking door, that left wing is absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna change my answer to Bobby Pires just for that. Just for that.
You know who else?
Otherwise,
we played him. I know we played him at right wing. I know we played him at right wing when we had Adebayor, and I know everyone's not his biggest fan about it, but even Robin van Persie coming in like a poacher off the left-hand side would be fantastic.
Oh, easily, because the guy's got tech for days.
That's a shout too, BB. Shout out BBK. That's a shout.
Yeah, big up Terran.
If you put Ashley Cole and got rid of that fucking bum, Calafiore, Ashley Cole would be fucking serious over.
Yeah, that's a shout as well.
Have you ever rated Calafiore, Gianni, during when he was young?
No.
Roma, you didn't rate him when he was at Roma?
Bro, the guy, the Ivory Coast dude who they got is better than him. Mario Hermoso's been better than him. If you look at off that left-hand side, I don't rate Calafiore. Look, Calafiore's claim to fame is that because guys were injured, he was a part of the team that got through the Conference League to win the fucking trophy. That's his claim to fame. If you look at Bologna, the asshole was okay, but it was because of the fact that they had so many players balling out in the offensive phase. Bologna was going so hard. Jonathan Xerxes got to Manchester United. How the fuck he got to Manchester United shows you how shit United has turned into as a club in the recent years for that asshole to get over there, right?
The Dutch sideshow Bob.
Exactly. Then You had fucking who's the bum that went to fucking Nottingham Forest? When I told everybody, they were like, "Oh, this guy's good. This guy's
Dan and
good."
Doy. Dan and Doy.
Dan and Doy.
Oh
Dog
yeah,
shit.
Doy, yeah.
Dog shit.
Did he
Dog
do
shit.
anything for Switzerland in the World Cup? Because I didn't think he did anything in the World Cup.
He
He
did fuck all, bro. He did fuck all.
He did score
bro.
the
Shout
equalizer.
out. I forget the kid that's the Doncaster Rover. That's the Doncaster Rover fan that sometimes hopped on Aaron show. I think his name's Shaw. He's a cool dude.
Yeah. I remember him as well.
Yeah, Shaw's a cool dude. But I told him, I said, dude, Dan and Doy ain't that fucking good, man. He's all speed. He's kind of like fucking Madueke. He's all speed, gets stupid with the fucking ball and shit. Not a good decision maker for that. So it's like, for me, I'm looking at it from the perspective of when you look at that Bologna team, it was more so down to Thiago Motta having to strike lightning in the bottle when he had that Bologna team playing. And then you could technically argue right afterwards when they got rid of Calafiori, they got so much better under Vincenzo Italiano because they lost players and Italiano was keeping them around, competing for getting into the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. And he won a Coppa Italia without Riccardo Calafiori. That's the other reason why I don't rate him. They got rid of Riccardo Calafiori. They went and signed Nicolo Casale from Lazio, who the funny thing about here's a real quick story on politics with Italy. Casale should have been called up and been given time at the national team. He got moved. I forget the team that he was at. I think it was Lecce. Had a good season at Lecce. Sarri wanted to get him to Lazio because that Brazilian that turned Italian, Luis Felipe, terrible fucking year. They sold him to Saudi to cash in money on him. Brought in Nico Casale. He paired up Nico Casale and Alessio Romagnoli. Lazio finishes second place behind Napoli the year that Napoli won with Vada and Osimhen. And if you look at how many points Lazio picked up, if Lazio didn't have all the injuries at the beginning of the year, Lazio could have very well made that a competitive league going all the way to the end of the season with Napoli that year. They were blowing teams out once they got everybody together on that team. And then Casale, because Sadi was getting ready. I forgot what happened. I think it was Lotito sold Casale under Sadi's nose, and that was the start of the fighting between Sadi and the ownership. Casale goes to Bologna. The following season, he wins the Coppa Italia with Bologna, and he was the replacement for Calafiori. That's why I don't rate Calafiori at all.
And Calafiori ain't even a defender, bro. Let's be honest.
He's a left mid. I feel like he's more of a left mid, like a 4-4-2 old school, like crossing the ball.
Like a specialist.
Yeah.
But he can strike a ball well. Like he can finish. Like for me, if it's not left mid, then you play him like left forward, innit? Or you could play him as a second striker. You know, like in a strike partnership where he's on the end of chances. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether he heads it, whether he takes a touch and finish. You saw the goal against City. He scored a brilliant one against PSV. He ain't a fucking defender, bro. I don't think he's that bad on the ball. We've had worse on the ball at left back or right back or just at Arsenal Football Club, period. Same with Napoli. Same with just Italia, period, yeah? But at the same time, yeah, it's like if you're that incentivized to play him in defence, whether it's left back, whether it's centre back, well, it's clear that we're not going to play him at centre back. You know, as long as we don't have, a centre-back crisis and that shit.
Big up football capo, my guy.
Hey, Fabio Grosso, he was a player, bro. He was a fucking...
Look, 10 times better than the Wild Stallion.
Look. He won you guys a World Cup, innit? I remember that penalty. He was
cold. Class. He was in the whole tournament, but that
penalty, I was like, whoa.
No,
whoa.
he was class at Palermo, and when he went to France with Lyon, he was good with
when he went to Lyon, They, like with Karim Benzema and that, and I think Hatem Ben Arfa was still just about there, at least for a season as well.
He went to Lyon. He went to Lyon after Palermo. He was with that Lyon team that had Johan Gourcuff and all those guys on there.
I think Juninho might have still been there.
I think that was Juninho's last. Yeah, it was Juninho's last season when he got.
Yeah.
Big up football capo. Capo, if you're free, you're more than welcome to hop on, my guy. You're more than welcome to hop on. He better than Andre Santos. Funny as hell.
I don't think he is. I think defensively, Andre Santos.
Yeah.
I mean, going forward, Santos was actually pretty good as well. He
What,
just
what
couldn't
do you
fucking
guys,
defend.
what do you guys make of this Ezri Konsa shit? I honestly don't understand what the point is of signing him, especially if you're going to be paying like 60 million pounds for him and Saliba's going to come back. Then what do you do with Konsa? Like, I feel like the only reason why he wants to get Konsa is because he knows Konsa can play right back, and Konsa is going to be the long-term replacement for fucking Timber because he knows Timber's all fucked up. That's the only reason why.
And also Ben White as well. I'm amazed White's even played both of these games.
He's somebody else we got to get rid of.
Oh, 100%. And to be honest, Konsa, like, knowing Arteta, he'll probably yeah. Big up G, yeah. I think Konsa, like, Arteta will play Konsa even left back if need be. Do you know what I'm saying? He'll do that shit. Because if it's not him, and if it's not Nketiah, then, where else can you go? But this is why I say, we need a fucking left back, bruv.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to buy one, Michele,
we need both.
We
need a left back and a right back.
Do your thing. Get someone from the youth, like Salmon, yeah? I don't know why we're getting Konsa, because we can put Salmon at right back.
Did we get rid of Salmon? Did we get rid of him?
No, he's still here. He played against Betis today.
Who was the youngster that we got rid of then that I'm confusing him with?
Josh Nichols. We got rid of Josh.
That's it. Where
did he go? Quad?
I think he went to this Croatian team or something like that.
Oh, Football Capo, that's a shout. Fabrizio Miccoli was a bad boy player on player.
Baller. Absolute baller. But yeah, Nichols to, was it Zagreb or whatever? Dinamo Zagreb.
Whatever it is.
Hajduk Split, either one of them, or maybe another one. Like, and again, it's just like we're sacrificing the youth to prolong Arteta's career. Why, bruv? You've run all the players into the ground. The only route, if you're not going to buy all these players, like we don't have the PSR and all that shit, that's enabling us to spend money like we've done before, yeah? Right? Go for the youth. I would be starting Salmon, yeah, in pre-season against Como, yeah, or whether it's Dortmund or Como who we play next, right? I want to see Salmon starting. Man. We need to sell Ben White while he's still able.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. We play the way like we did against Betis. Fucking Cesc Fabregas might have something for our ass with fucking Como.
Oh, he will. Our ass will be destroyed. Pause. Like Cesky's gonna. He'll snap us in half, bruv, with this shit. Yeah? He ain't going to fuck about, bruv. He ain't going to fuck about. So, like, for me, if you're not going to get any fullbacks, left or right backs, yeah? Well, we need both, like you said, Gianni. Yeah? Start Salmon. If there's no one in the academy, let Michele work his magic, do you know what I'm saying? To get a left back and a proper top tier left winger. That Yilmaz from, was it Galatasaray? If it's not him, Conceição. If it's not him getting Jai from Everton, Ismail Assar. It don't even have to be Vinny, bruv. Just get someone that is not only better than Zolis, yeah, but someone who's levels above like Martinelli, who's still here. How? And fucking Madueke, bruv. Get rid of Martinelli and Madueke, bruv. So we keep Ethan, we keep Max Dowman, yeah? And then when Saka comes back, we'll see Wagwan in it. And if he ain't got it no more and he's completely done, then we get rid of him. Do you know what I'm saying? 300k a week. Yeah? We can't keep fucking about. We're trying to do all this bullshit. Yeah, you saw the Liverpool game, Paris, Mandem. You remember, innit? When Saliba should never have started, yeah? I gave Mosquera man of the match. In my match reaction, I gave him man of the match.
Yeah, but he's right that they should be playing. He's right that they should be playing now, though, in order to get the better chemistry together in the middle, because that's most likely going to be our back line this year. Is going to be.
I think he might do for the next game, bro, because Arteta don't want to, pre-season or not, he don't want to get beaten like that or any worse. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then you know what this fan base is like. As dumb as them motherfuckers are, yeah. As dumb as them spastics are, bruv, yeah. When there's one too many losses, especially more than 2 goals, yeah. They can't prop up Arteta as this like master of defense and like this world-class elite level manager. Do you know what I'm saying? Trying to protect their Lord and Savior, because there's only so many excuses you can put out, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? We've conceded 2 set-piece goals already, bruv. One of them tonight was a banger, fair enough. But the other 2, bruv, Havertz gave the ball away for the third, and then the first one was a corner. What the fuck was Kepa doing? His ass should be gone, bruv. His ass should be motherfucking gone. And we should never have got Messier. And apparently we still got Setford on the books. We haven't even loaned him out. If anything, he should be second choice, bruv.
He should have started the game, bro. He should have started today. I guarantee he would have caught that ball. He would have caught that ball, definitely, hands down.
Kepa is fucking useless. And the fact that he's the only one that took a pay cut, bruv, yeah? He's the only one that took a motherfucking pay cut. Of all the players, he was the one that took the pay cut. That's how you know he's fucking shit. And he's done. Rip up the contract. I don't care if no one comes in for him. Rip that contract up into a million pieces, bruv. Yeah? Same with Jesus. Same with any other player that we're going to get less for 10. You know what I would do? If I was fucking Berta, yeah? No, if I was any, like, not even fly on the wall. Like, if I was one of them board members, yeah? I'd be like, anyone we can't sell for 10 million or more, rip up their contracts if they're on super high wages, innit? Rip up their contracts. I don't care who you are, yeah? If we can't get more than 10 mil for Havertz, as an example, I would rip up that contract. I don't give a shit. Odegaard the same. Jesus the same, yeah? I think we could maybe get 20 mil for Calafiori, maybe 30 if we were on it, yeah? But, like, Reece Nelson, rip it up. Do you know what I'm saying? Fabio Vieira, why is he there? Rip it up. Martinelli, I think we'll get a bit of money for him, 30, 40 mil, and it's pure profit as well. Madueke, loan his ass, and then if we can't sell him the following season, rip it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that... I know Andrea Berta don't want to do it because it makes him look bad and he's already getting shit anyway. But rightly so. But at the same time, it's just like, if you're the director of football now, Andrea Berta, you got to get a hold of fucking garlic breath. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to get a hold of garlic and just be like, look, you're still doing the same shit that we've been doing for fucking years. Putting players on ridiculous contracts and selling players for peanuts, bruv. If he's not going to change, get rid of him. I would get rid of him now. It's clear he's doing the same bullshit that he was doing under Edu. Do you know what I'm saying? Or alongside Edu, either way, yeah? So get rid. Like I said before, get rid. Because we can't go into this season with a beaten up Timber, no recognised left back at all, Saliba already out, Gabriel question marks with Hincapié or Mosquera. Yeah, we bought Bruno G in, cool, but Declan Rice shouldn't see pitch for the next few months. Odegaard should be nowhere near this team.
Declan Rice should not be on the pitch. Declan Rice should not be on that pitch until after the international break, because it's 20 days.
Is that October? Is that October?
It's like middle of October. We come back like right at Halloween. He shouldn't be coming back to November. Yeah. I'm sorry. You got to
see pitch for the
you got to risk it. Yes, I know you got Chelsea. I know you got Villa. Villa isn't the same fucking team with all the changes that they've made. If this kid Menzambi has got to hit the ground running in order for fucking Aston Villa to have any shot of being where they were. So I'm not the biggest believer in Aston Villa right now unless they end up making a couple signings. And especially when you consider the fact that it's sounding like it's going to be fucking, they're looking at Nico Jackson to go there. Aston Villa, unless Unai Emery pulls a masterclass, I don't see Aston Villa being as high up on the totem pole. I'll still see Villa potentially going around fucking sixth or seventh, but I'm not going to be seeing them in the top five with the way that they're going right now as far as the
yeah, that's probably else. About right. But I think at the end of the day, right, you know, that's probably part of the reason why we got Bruno G in it, because we've not seen Declan Rice at all, and rightly so. You know, we've seen Gabriel Magalhaes on the bench, yeah. So Bruno will slot in for Declan Rice until he comes back. I don't want to see Bukayo Saka for the rest of the year. I don't want to see him for 2026. Like, I'm being dead ass serious, Johnny, as well. If I see him, especially in a League Cup game, 4th round, and he comes off the bench, even after getting 2-3 months, I will lose my shit, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I will lose my fucking shit, yeah? Because Bukayo Saka should not be seeing pitch, yeah? He barely played. He wasn't even fit enough to play the semi-final, bro. wasn't even fit enough to play the semi-final against Argentina, yeah?
Yep.
And even after Tuchel, Tommy Toops dropping Madueke because he caved in and had to accept that he was dog shit, whether he liked it or not, yeah?
Yep.
And we still got him. No loan, no hint of being sold, and we can't sell him now because he's on 150 grand a week. No one's paying that shit. So it's like, we shot ourselves in the fucking dick again, bro. And we keep doing this shit. When it comes to the Napoli side, we got major fucking issues as well, even outside of fucking nicking a living Allegri, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He took Odegaard's title. Odegaard's title.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
and when
Back to
you
defensive
look at
football and all that bullshit.
Yeah. He said 6 months, 3,000 a week holiday. That's exactly what it's been up there.
Hey, look, that's Arteta. A lot of that's on Arteta, but at the same time, let's be honest, let's be real, yeah? A lot of these players, but especially Bukayo Saka, yeah, being star boy, he should have had the bollocks, yeah? He should have had the fucking bollocks to tell Arteta to his face, look, boss, I would love to play, but I can't right now. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got to have at least a couple of months rest or so, yeah? He couldn't even do that. And to be honest, he should have taken that risk of Arteta not playing him for another month or so, which would have bettered his chances of recovery and any other niggles and all that shit anyway. Because we know Arteta brought back Odegaard after their little spat. We know Arteta brought back Gabriel Magalhaes, yeah? The problem is, when it comes to the player front, they don't have the bollocks. But again, the masquerade is going to be over. Word to David Porter and all of that shit, yeah? Whether it's Bruno G, whether it's Declan Rice, you know, if things get a bit shaky towards Christmas, yeah? Like, do you know what I'm saying? A lot of these players are going to be paying a visit to the manager or collectively. I see most likely the latter, do you know what I'm saying? I don't think any of them have the balls to face him one-on-one. Other than Vinny Jr., if we get that deal over the line somehow, then he's the only one in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he really does have the star power. But Saka should have been that guy. But he fucked up. In part, he's got to take responsibility for continuing to play when he should have told the manager no. He should have told him no, and he would have played him later on down the line anyway. And he knows that. He knows that. Odegaard, it is what it is. Fuck him anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Similar with Havertz, yeah? But Declan Rice, he should have done something similar as well. Not as bad as Bukayo Saka, because Bukayo Saka has been here longer, and he's you know, he's a hell end boy and all of that shit. But Adam, I agree with what you're saying. Like, it's athletes, bruv. Bots, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Robotoids, bruv. This is what we're dealing with, bruv. We sidestepped proper footballers, proper ballers, and this is across all team sports, even individual, but especially when it comes to team sports. Football, rugby, American football, basketball. You don't get them ballers anymore, bruv. Yes, they weren't the smartest. They were probably dumber than this generation, but at least they had fucking talent, bruv. At least they could shoot. At least they could pass. At least they could catch the ball, control the ball, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Kick the ball proper, bruv. Yeah? You got Madueke that can't fucking control the bag of fucking cement, bruv. Like, what are we doing here?
Big up, man. Every time. No, yeah, man, and it's just a whole fucking scenario, dude. Like, again, the issue with Napoli is we fucked ourselves with Conte, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a rough year this year with Allegri if we don't make all the necessary moves that we have to make. Like, I'm still pissed off. Like, here, perfect example with what we were saying to get back to like the talk with Conte. How did Arsenal completely let with Napoli fucking up? How did Arsenal let AC Milan get Mario Gilla for 30 million euros? Gilla's been one of the best center backs in Italy for the last 3 years. And he's only 24. You could have had a very, very good quality center back as a backup for him.
I thought Michele and Andrea Berta would have been on that. I'm not going to lie.
I would have definitely thought Berta would have been on it, because being Spanish, he came out of the Mario Gil is a product of Real Madrid's youth academy. I'm shocked that both Real Madrid didn't look at him. Again, Gil has been one of the best center backs in Italy for the last few years. Big up Paris Mandan. Bon année, my friend. Bon année.
Take care, mate. Take care.
Have a good night, bro.
Big up, brother.
My guy.
Every time.
My guy. He said, I'm sorry, but Welbeck is better than our backup striker options. I agree with you on that. But again, the problem is at the end of the day is we have bigger problems to worry about than the backup striker options at this point. Like
striker is the least of our issues, bruv.
See, like that Italian kid, that Michael Coyote from Brentford this year, I would actually take him as a backup right back. Because the kid,
Ivan Fresneda from Sporting Lisbon. Would you take Ivan Fresneda from Sporting Lisbon as a right back?
He's all right. In all honesty, I would take that other kid though, that Maxi Araujo, the Uruguayan left back. I would take him as the backup left back.
He's a good player though. Yeah,
what's the deal with what is it? Tyreek Mitchell? Is he still at Palace? Because
apparently Palace ain't. So they brought in that guy Saj, the French guy from RC Lens that's been doing good with Lens the last couple of years. He's been the replacement, and he plays a 3-4-3 too. So it sounds like they're not really trying to let go of too many guys. They want Saj to try to keep going with what Glasner was doing with that 3-4-3. Nottingham Forest will be an interesting team this year. I think they need to get another holding midfielder to play if they're going to do 3-4-3 as well with Glasner. But Glasner has played with different positions, so I'll be interested.
Instead of getting Consa, that Murillo, that Murillo,
big up Gary every time.
Yeah, big up, bro. Like I would get that Murillo from fucking Nottingham Forest, and he wouldn't cost 60 mil. He might cost 40 or 30, but like he's a better option. You got that Ola Aina, who can not only play right back, but he can play left back as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we know Arteta loves a versatile player. So when it comes to backup options, and he won't cost that much at all as well. But for me, if it's not Tyreek Mitchell, that Rico Henry, from I don't know if he's still at Brentford, I would go get him. Like there's still good options at left back. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Lewis Hall is looking to go Man United.
Mm.
Yeah, which is
somebody put it in the chat to go back and raid Newcastle for him or Livramento, since they were just.
I'm amazed Livramento's still there, bruv. I thought he was set to go City in that. I'm amazed.
I thought so too, but you know what? I don't think they signed Matthias Giselle, and they're not going to go get some other players. I think Newcastle will go out and make some low-key signings. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle are the ones to go get that Manu Kone from Rome. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the ones that go get him.
Yeah, no, and because he played in the Bundesliga as well with Gladbach and all of that. And to be honest, don't be surprised if Newcastle make a lot more signings in January. So like you said, Johnny, they make a few before the transfer window ends in the summer. So at the end of the summer, they'll make like 2 or 3, maybe 4. But in January, they'll have like another 4 signings, maybe 5 or 6. Do you know what I'm saying? With the money that they've recruited. So
yeah,
I could, with that manager, with Matthias Giselle, I could definitely see that happening. And then it will put a lot of them fucking mutants in the fucking bin, bro. They'll see Wagwan with that.
Yeah. Giselle, I think I respect him very much as a good manager. If he didn't, I would be very shocked that he would go to that he would take the Newcastle job without knowing that they weren't going to back him a little bit with some of the players. So I like I said, Kone, I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Newcastle. There's also been talk that they may even sell Joe Linton, because there's been talk that Joe Linton could be going to Saudi for big money. So I wouldn't be shocked if they sold him for big money too, and they made a few low-key signings with players just to add some numbers and depth in the middle of it all. So I wouldn't be too shocked at that. So I think what the interesting, because you're going to need something better than if you're telling me right now, like even if you sign Kone, if you're telling me you're walking into this season with Kone, Jacob Ramsey, and fucking Joelinton, sorry, man. I like Giselle, but you ain't got enough coming into this shit, especially on the attacking side as well, in my opinion. Unless Wissa goes back to scoring fucking crazy amounts of goals, I don't see them.
I think he'll score more goals under Matthias Giselle because, like I said before, like I do rate Eddie
How
Howe
do
as a
you,
coach,
how do you
but
think he
like
plays with them?
I think
You
think
think
for me,
he goes with like that 4-4-2 or that off color 4-4-2 that he was
yeah,
playing
because you
at
can have
Salzburg?
Wissa and then Walter Marder up front.
That's
That for me, that is a dream for Newcastle fans. Yeah, with Matthias Giselle, with how he plays, like that guy is super switched on, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? He understands, the climate. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? So it's just
okay.
like
He's injured again. Thanks, Adam.
at the end of the day, right? With what Newcastle were doing, yeah. They saw what Sunderland did, didn't it? Getting into Europe in their first fucking season, yeah? They were knocked out of the Champions League, didn't make Champions League football. With Eddie Howe, yeah? Eddie Howe's a good manager. He's a good head coach, don't get me wrong. But he reached his ceiling like a few years ago.
Facts.
Like when you're trying to push through fucking Jacob Murphy like a dead fucking horse, bruv, yeah? It's not happening, bruv.
Yeah.
Anthony Gordon as well, they got rid of him. He was definitely pissed off with that. Because that's his type of player, bruv. Anthony Gordon ain't worth a fuck. But Barca decided to get him rather than keep fucking or go back in and buy Marcus Rashford, didn't it? So Eddie Howe reached his ceiling, bruv. I said it before. He's taken Newcastle as far as he's gone. The next job for him is the England job. And that will be after Tommy Tukes, innit, in the Euros. I think they should have given the England job to Eddie Howe now, bruv. Give him a tournament. And then he can do the World Cup, and we'll see how that goes, innit? Bearing in mind, it's a lot closer to home now, being in Portugal, Spain, Morocco. And Portugal is English time as well. So,
See, my old thing is I think the situation with Newcastle is that Newcastle is learning the hard way just like how Aston Villa is, of what you need to do in order to try to play the game of financial fair play to try to keep elevating your club. The problem when you look at Newcastle is because of the politics of the Premier League, they're not being allowed to spend the way that they would hope to spend. Same thing with the ownership at Aston Villa. They have money that they would love to pump into the team. They just can't do it because of restraints of PSR and everything else. So the thing with Newcastle is, I think, when you look at Matthias Giselle, I think Matthias Giselle took the Newcastle job because if he does well, it's almost a guarantee that with the crazy amount of players that he's lost, coming into this team, if they can make a couple signings, and let's say Spurs get 6th and Newcastle finish 7th and they get the Conference League. If he was to get Conference League with Newcastle, Giselle almost does the same thing with what we were saying with De Zerbi, as far as writing connections to bigger teams further down the line and getting away from Newcastle if he was able to do that, especially depending on who he's going to bring in. So for me, I'm looking at it as a situation of Newcastle. For me, I think you're right. I think Newcastle will go into the season because they're playing once a week. They'll maybe make a couple signings, and then the leftover cash they may have to splash the cash in January to give them a kick up the ass in order to finish in the European spots for that.
And I think also, that
but to Black Miller's question, right now our attack is not good enough to get to the Champions League final.
No,
it's not only just because of the attack, it's also because of the defense. Again, if you look at it strictly through the Premier League, we only gave up 27 goals. That's the reason why we won. Arsenal is the second lowest scoring team in the last decade to win the Premier League. The only team that has scored less goals than us to win the Premier League was Leicester City. It's the only other team that has scored less goals than us in recent time to win the Premier League. So we need to beef up our defense either way because of how long Saliba's out. I personally, as bad as this is to say, Saliba might have to sit the whole fucking year with this situation with his back, because back injuries will end your career faster than damn near anything else.
And if he doesn't want to take the surgery, I completely understand with that, and like I hear it. So he can't be seen for the rest of the season, and I think even Arteta is starting to accept that. But very quickly on the Matthias Giselle thing, as a stepping stone, absolutely, I want him as next Arsenal manager, bro. If he does well with Newcastle in particular, I could definitely see him in the next few years. Arteta walks or Arteta gets potted. Either way, we bring in Matthias Giselle. Yeah, the online fan base, them fucking mutants will have a heart attack, bruv. It is what it is. And I will welcome
That's a shout, Toronto.
Giselle. I will welcome him to our football club. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we'll play that 4-4-2. Do you know what I'm saying? Peri edition. Do you know what I'm saying? Little bit of space. Do you know what I'm saying, bruv? Yeah. He'll get some of the Germans back in. We might get a Musiala. And if it's not Musiala, we'll get like who's that German attacking mid / like second striker that did well in the tournament? What's his name? Was it Anvid? Was it Anvid or what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. We could probably get that guy. I think
Undav?
Undav, that's it. Yeah, Undav. Yeah.
Dennis Undav.
Yeah.
I would. You know what? He's been pretty damn good for Stuttgart the last couple of years. He's not a bad shout to look at to potentially get him for if you got rid of Odegaard, have him play as the backup number 10 to Eze because he could score goals.
We might have to be doing this straight swap shit. Do you know what I'm saying? If we can't get rid of players the conventional way, yeah, do a straight swap and we'll cover the wages for a bit. But then, depending on what the club that we're selling to and buying from in exchange make, yeah, like once they make a certain amount of money, they can start paying the rest of his wages. Do you know what I'm saying? Then it's our end covered and we just do that. Because there's plenty of attacking mids. There's plenty of midfielders that I would do a straight swap or plus cash with Martin Odegaard. Same with fucking Havertz, innit? If you can't sell them the conventional route, do that. Same with Madueke. If we can't sell him, do the same shit, innit? Yeah? We could sell him to Palace right now, yeah? Swap for Ismail Assar, yeah? So Palace have got fucking Brennan Johnson and fucking Madueke on either side. And with all due respect, I've got nothing against Palace. I'm actually cool with Palace. You know, I don't live too far away from them. But look, it's Palace, isn't it? It is what it is, yeah? We do a straight swap plus 10, 20 mil for Ismail Assar. I'm taking it, bruv. Even if Ismail Assar's on 150k a week, I'd rather that than fucking Madueke because at least Ismail Assar, the ability is not even by default.
Sar would be a good signing as far as like a backup wing or even a starter for us, dude. I wouldn't mind Ismail Assar for us, to be quite honest with you. First of all, he gets in as the secondary right winger over fucking Madueke any day of the fucking week.
Oh, any
day of the week.
By default, bro. Chalk and cheese.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, he gives Martinelli or fucking Solis a run for their money at that left wing, you know? Again, Martinelli for me, Odegaard, Havertz, and Jesus should be the four players. We should be getting rid of those four players, even on a loss, to get rid of them so you could get the contracts off the books and bringing in 3 replacements for those so you could get the money down now that you got Guimaraes in and you turn around and run. You should get rid of those 4 guys. You should go get a center back at this point, which again, like I say, I point out the Mario Gila situation when you could have got one of the best center backs in Italy for only 30 million euros, which would have been a steal, especially with the current situation that you're in right now. And on top of it, you really have to then say, okay, now that you've made that signing, you have to go get a right back, which for me would have been Coyote, because that's a good signing. That's a good quality signing for the amount of money you would have spent on him. And then after Coyote, then you just look at the situation of, if you wanted to maybe look at another left back, you could have look again here. We say we need a left back. How do you miss on Alejandro Grimaldo? Sure, the guy's 30 years old or whatnot, but you could have got him for 20 million euros. That I'm taking that motherfucker all day long for 2 years.
All day, every day, bro. Even Luca Dina's a better option. Do you know what I'm saying? Than what we have. We don't even have a left back, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Just even by default. Tyreek Mitchell, do you know what I'm saying? If we put in a serious offer, let's say instead of that 60 mil, going to Consa, put that 60 mil for Mitchell. Are they really gonna flat out reject it? I don't believe they will. I think they'll take it and look at it as okay, well, we do want to really keep him because, We got Eze off of them last summer. Adam Wharton, I believe, is still there for now.
I agree with this too with Toronto
Mm.
Gooner. I would take Anthony Robinson too.
Oh, I agree.
I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
say
he's
that.
another one because he's been putting in work for Fulham as well. I almost forgot about
Adam,
him.
I would entertain Rafinha coming to Arsenal, but he would only play left wing. Rafinha inverted at right wing at Barcelona has not been nowhere near.
And you
as
got to
good
get
as
rid of
we
Martinelli as well. That's part
Yeah.
of the deal. Whether he goes to Barca or he goes elsewhere, in it, we sell his ass. Do you know what I'm saying? Like either way,
Agreed.
Rafinha at left wing, like he's definitely better than Martinelli. But yeah, that's for me. That's the only condition. But to be honest, guys, like I'm just sick of seeing scrubs, whether it's for Arsenal, whether it's for Napoli or any other team, pretty much, unless it's Spurs or Chelsea and the other usual suspects, Man United even to a degree. Fuck them. But still, other than, you can add Juve to that list as well, of course, and all that. Milan. But other than that, yeah, I want to see proper fucking players, yeah. When I see football games this up and coming season, we need to be entertained, yeah. If the whole world falls apart, keep us entertained or shut it down, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Or we make the world a better place, like just by default, innit? You know, just through natural course and all that shit. You know, not necessarily natural selection, but you get where I'm coming from, innit? Yeah? But this whole U-shaped fucking football, yeah? This whole sideways and backwards.
BBK is terrible. Shout out to Aaron. He goes, Jadon Sancho on a free loading deadline day. I would fucking flip shit if that's what's going to end up happening. I would fucking lose it.
He's still better than Madueke, but it would be horrible if we did that.
Bro, who gives a shit if he's better than Madueke? That motherfucker's trash, too. Trash. That dude is garbage. Oh, my. If he popped up, I would fucking lose it. I wouldn't know what to do.
Would you guys take Danny Carvajal on a free? Would you take Carvajal on a free?
I thought he already chose to go to Turkey.
Carvajal, I don't know. I'm just saying, would you take him at Arsenal?
Not
as a backup.
Man.
As a
backup, yeah, but the problem is how much time is he really going to be playing because of how injury-prone Timber's become. And Carvajal's had a lot of injuries the last few years. That's why it's like I don't know if I would. Carvajal's a great, don't get me wrong. He's a fantastic player, but I don't know if in this day and age I want to try to entertain that. That's the only thing. That's the only thing when I think about shit like that I don't know if I want to entertain that at this point in time with this team. So I don't know. Toronto Gooner, you're fucking hilarious. Getting finessed by Salik.
Madueke got finessed as well. You're seeing the patterns, guys. You're seeing the fucking patterns, innit? If you're going to go for a brass, yeah, it better be top tier. Especially on that fucking money. It bet because when you're operating at the elite level,
I agree.
You know, certain people have certain arrangements. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're married and that. That's very common across the board, like especially in the West, but even in the East as well, yeah, as we're all aware, yeah. But when you give dumb motherfuckers a bit of money, or you put them in certain positions where they think they're untouchable and they do fucking dumbass, ignorant ass shit, like Bastoni, case in point, that's the best fucking example.
Yeah.
This is the problem you're going to have. Do you know what I'm saying? Moving to girls, doing the R. Kelly shit, and then getting off on some bullshit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you doing? It got so bad that they were almost begging for John Stones. Free or not, do you know what I'm saying? They saw John Stones on a free. We weren't looking in for him and was just like, you know what? We'll take him.
This is crazy, bro.
Hey, Taryn, bro.
Taryn, what are you smoking, brother?
Hey, he's on one right. He's on one right now, bro.
You honestly want us to get Jadon Sancho?
That is the greatest. That is one
serious.
of the greatest overhyped things I've ever heard. That would exactly be what it would be like if it was fucking Top Gooners talking about this shit. That's fucking.
And then just be like, but we could win the Champions League.
Yeah, but he got the Champions League final.
Oh my
God, that is classic. He said Zaha on the free. No, maybe 10 years ago.
But right now, nah, he's
not
lost
right
it.
now.
It's the same with Yannick Bolasie, and it's the same because I put him on the
exactly.
who would you pay to see and all of that, but like that ship has sailed, didn't it? It's a shame. Zaha I've always rated, but it's just like remember when we were in for him, like what is it? Unai Emery wanted him when he was at Arsenal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't willing to pay 80 mil. If that's Arteta, we would have him. Do you know what I'm saying? If that was Arteta, we would have him. Sinelli decided to go for Nico Pepe. I was like, you know what, fair enough. Because from what I saw, the very little that I saw when he was at Lille, balling out, innit? And then the very little that he did, he actually saved Arteta's ass, bruv. Say what you want about Nico Pepe, he saved his ass on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Along with Aubameyang, Lacazette, the rest of them, bruv. Pretty much.
Yeah, the funny thing is that our fans booed him. Don't forget our fans booing him during the Emirates Stadium during that friendly. They booed him when he scored.
Look, Quadra, most Arsenal fans are fucking retarded, bro. They're fucking idiots, They'll look. Look, if Arshavin was in central London, there'd be Arsenal fans with Arsenal shirts booing him. Trust me, bro. Trust me. If Arshavin was walking the streets of London right now, they would boo him, bro. There would be a number of Arsenal fans that boo. This is what you're dealing with, isn't it? But they'll suck off and praise Garnachas to high heaven. Rashford, kittens and all that shit. Come on, man.
Mateo, you're fucking sick. Garnacho left wing, Havertz striker, Madueke right wing, and Sancho is the 10. You're sick.
That is next level trolling, bro. That is
we
next
would
level
never
trolling.
This is rage bait. This is
we would never score a fucking goal. We would never score a fucking goal.
The only upside of that side is that will probably get Arteta the chop eventually, innit? Like it will get him the chop sooner rather than later because no goals, there's no defending that. You can't make excuses for that shit.
Drastic that it'll come down to Rashford or Zaha. Nah, fuck that. Yeah,
out of the two, I'm taking Zaha, bro. Out of the two, I'd rather Zaha. Even a finished Zaha is better than Rashford, bro. I don't care. But still, like, is this what we're doing? Come on, man.
But big up, guys. I'm going to end the stream there. We're 3 hours and 45 minutes. Been a good stream to get back into the action. Be trying to watch the Como game if I can, if it's not for another crazy week at work. But Nat, you want to shout out your channel before we get out of here, and always appreciate your time as always, bro.
Yeah, big up, Johnny. Always a pleasure, never a chore, as I always say. Thanks for having me on as always. I know it's been a mad, crazy-ass fucking week at work for you, man. I've still got a lot of shit to sort out, as always. But still, I will be doing Bruno G. When that eventually drops, I will do that. If not, then I'll probably do... I'll actually probably do a garlic out. So no longer Arteta out, it will be garlic out. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he needs to get out the door straight away, bro.
Big up Black.
You know, like it's one of them ones. But yeah, expect to stream by the end of the week for sure. I would say Saturday. Is the game on Saturday? Is the Como game on?
I think the game is Saturday.
Yeah. So
the Dortmund game's on
Sunday. No. Dortmund Sunday for the Emirates Cup. It's a trophy, guys. And then Como is next. Como is a week from today. It's next Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
The Community Shield trophy that Arteta is looking for.
Yeah, and then Arteta's favorite wannabe trophy is the plate. Sunday the 16th.
Yeah. No, but I'll definitely be doing. I'll definitely be doing
Moji Feast. Thank God it's Moji Feast over here. I will be obliterated watching that fucking the Carabao Cup fucking game. I will be so hungover after Moji Feast, it won't be right.
Yeah, but basically, I'll have a stream out by the weekend and all of that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Might even have another zombies video. You never know. Just trying to sort out a few things here and there. But yeah, I want to make that more regular thing as well. Just start getting some regular content and all that. The ports are out, still looking good and all of that. You know, PS5, it is what it is, bruv. But this has been an unbelievable stream. This is a great stream. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been a minute as well, Gianni. As you know, it's been a fucking minute. So
no, we're getting back into the groove of things on the long call.
But the Napoli watch-alongs and all of that, and then obviously previews, and obviously with the City preview with Chike, I'm down for that, innit? Yeah. So whenever you're able to do that, just message me and I'll be there in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll find a bit of time for that for sure.
Facts, Adam. Facts, Adam. That top 25 midfielder list from that whoever came up with that is absolute bullshit. Quadra, appreciate your time as always, my guy.
Nice.
Do you want to shout your channel out before we get out of here? And appreciate your time as always, man.
Yeah, I've got my Talks Football, my channel on YouTube. You can go and subscribe to me. I just uploaded my shorts reaction. It's been disappointing, but it is preseason, so we can learn from our mistakes. And always Kepa out. That guy cannot even catch a ball. The third goal, what is he doing? My man can't even dive. Try and dive at least. Even if the ball went in the net into the net and you tried to save it, okay, unlucky. But he can't dive. He can't dive to save his life. He can't even save a penalty to save his life, let alone, I don't know what it is. But honestly, yeah, I mean, the Como game will be brilliant. Arteta versus Fabregas. I mean, top 25 midfielder of all time. I mean, whoever said that's ridiculous. I mean, I'd rather have, I don't know, Cesc Fabregas ahead of him. I'd rather have Aaron Ramsey ahead of Mikel Arteta because Aaron Ramsey is way better than Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, facts.
And Aaron Ramsey is one of the most underrated players I've ever seen at Arsenal. I mean, Mikel Arteta did nothing special at Arsenal. He was just there carrying the trophies. He was just another cheerleader. He's just Jordan Henderson wearing a full kit, with that injury in his wrist. I mean, I don't know why he was wearing full kit during the World Cup. Someone needs to come and explain to me that.
Full kit wanker, bro. Full kit wanker.
Injuring himself with the board. Who does that anyway? Like trying to jump over the board and injuring yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But big up to everybody in the chat: Ross, Adam, Mateo, every Black Crow, Paris Mandem, every Darren Sullivan, everybody that's been in here. Binks, enjoy your last night in Italy too. I'm happy that you've had a good time and that you've enjoyed Napoli. And big up to everybody else that came by for the conversation today. We will have another call-in show possibly this weekend. We'll wait to see how work goes this week and what my schedule will be like. But definitely, if not, we will definitely have a show next week. We're definitely going to have a City A show next week. We need to catch up with everything going on there. But yeah, just be on the lookout for all that. And if I don't see you guys, have a good weekend. And we are out of here.
Take care.
Peace.